Live and free on 102.9 CFAR, CFAR 590, and FlinFlonOnline.com.
This crowd is going berserk.
Brought to you in part by the North of 53 Co-op, Bailey Homes, Hud Bay, Great North GM, KFC, Arctic Beverages, and Jim's Custom Doors and Windows.
And that is a beauty.
Now here with the call to action.
Oh my goodness! What a scrap here!
The one and only.
Anybody that feels like it's selling 50-50, so you can hear me, come up to the booth. I want to buy one.
Voice of your Flin Flon Bombers.
Backhanders go hard!
5, 4,
I called it!
2,
Mr.
1.
Rawpart.
Alrighty, and welcome to the Whitney Forum, and welcome to preseason action tonight. Once again, the Flin Flon Bombers getting set for the Northern Manitoba Blizzard, and the Bombers are 6-0 in the preseason. Have played a lot more games than the Blizzard have. They're 0-3, and like we mentioned as we kicked things off earlier tonight, haven't played against, they faced the Bombers last Friday, but you know what? I think this week preparation's been certainly very key for the Blizzard coach, Ty Vallon, because he's been able to bring in people. He's made a number of trades. We're only going to see one of those players here today. I interviewed Ty. You'll hear his interview coming up momentarily. He said guys are just kind of rolling into town as they made their way to Flin Flon. Had he known there was going to be a delay tonight, he might have been able to get a few more guys in, but I think he appreciates the fact that he had a week off to go out there and find guys. And a lot of good young players here, but you need some veterans mixed in, and it's going to be a very, very interesting time for junior A hockey period. They're getting that trickle-down effect now. The Western Hockey League guys at NHL camps. That's going to trickle down to, of course, Major Junior BC, and then, of course, eventually making its way to junior A here in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Saying that, we got a game to play here tonight, and, it's a lot more than just bragging rights. I mean, a lot of guys are, fighting for jobs here, a lot of young guys, and I think it's safe to say that there's probably some players on both these squads, Mike Picklet, if they don't impress their coaches the next couple of nights, may not be part of the organization at least this year.
That's kind of the rough part about preseason action. You see it across all sports here, right? Whether it be professional, at the junior A level, you see guys that work so hard throughout the preseason to try and get a spot on the roster, but ultimately you can only have a select few and a few guys, on the bench. It's a shame, but at the end of the day, it makes for great hockey, right? Guys are going to be competing out there, especially when it comes to Game 3, the final meeting between these two squads. Obviously, the Bombers, an amazing organization. They've been that way for, forever. And, of course, the Blizz coming off a championship win, right? The Turnbull Cup. What a season it was. But, of course, we're turning a page. We're starting anew. Ty Vallon, right? He wants to pick up a few wins before ultimately they begin that regular season. And the best way to do so, beat the Flin Flon Bombers.
Well, it certainly would be a step in the right direction. Of course, they host Swan Valley tomorrow night as well, but you're right. Two teams with high pedigrees, like you mentioned, the Bombers haven't won in a number of years, but they're always in the hunt.
Very close.
Always in the Final Four, and I know they're looking forward to trying to climb back up that ladder again. And like you mentioned, obviously, a very special year with the Northern Manitoba Blizzard. It's the second year since moving to the Roy. They win the championship. Good showing at the Centennial Cup. Of course, a mass exodus at the end of the year with the coaching staff and a number of players. But saying that, you still want to keep the program in demand. You still want to be a place that kids want to come and play, and I'm looking forward to the matchup tonight. Two teams that have set the bar pretty high for the upcoming year, but that's the way it should be. And we look forward to, of course, this big one between the Bombers and Blizzard. We are starting a little bit late. Blizzard had some bus problems coming down, but thank goodness rectified, made it here. We're going to start roughly around 8 o'clock here tonight, which means we'll go to our Great North pregame here momentarily. But I think I speak for everybody, Mike. We're excited that hockey's going to happen. It's a gigantic Friday night, and I can tell you right now, and I think I could speak for you, no place we'd rather be than calling junior A hockey with two certainly teams soaked in junior hockey tradition.
Absolutely. Love being here at the Whitney Forum. Always a pleasure, always a slice, and I'm just ready to watch this hockey game.
So am I. We're going to take a break. Great North pregame coming up. The two coaches will talk about what they expect to see here. Of course, it is the final preseason game again for Flin Flon and the Blizzard winding things down. They'll get their final preseason game tomorrow, which is actually good again because a number of those guys they traded for. Ty, you'll hear his interview coming up momentarily. We'll suit up for the Blizzard tomorrow night. So
absolutely.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with the respective head coaches, and we should be, I think, puck drop, they're figuring about 15 to 16 minutes time. We'll take a break, come back with the coaches, and our first official, pregame for Great North here of the new season. Bombers Blizzard round 3. Here we go. Coming up momentarily on 102.9 CFAR, FlinFlonOnline.com, and of course, in conjunction with our sister station as well at CJAR, that's 1029 CJAR, and thepawonline.com. Coach's show on the way momentarily.
Great North GM in DePaul is one of the leading new and used vehicle dealers in northern Manitoba. Equipped with a highly trained and professional sales department, they also have multiple certified trained technicians on site to make sure you get the best service for your car, truck, or SUV at an amazing price. Great North GM. It's always a great day at Great North GM.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years. They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for.
Good evening. Welcome to our first official SJHL pregame show here, of course, of the new year, as the Bombers get set for their 7th and final preseason game here against the Northern Manitoba Blizzard. Mike, a bit of a delay tonight, but not too bad. I don't think it's going to really be a factor either way.
No, you're right, Hardy. I mean, it's unfortunate that, their bus was stranded on the side of the road by Baker's Narrows. So I was actually really close, drove over there, tried to arrange Chad to bring our bus and help them out. And, of course, Chad was ready and willing, and, they got here a little bit late, but that's okay. It's about a half-hour difference in the start time. So, we just told our guys, let's use this as, a challenge here to be mentally prepared and a different situation, but you got to be able to adjust and that in throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. I mentioned a couple years ago when we played Estevan in the finals, and there was the hydro went out there for
several times.
Yeah. So I mean that was a challenge for us, right? And so you gotta try to use things to grow and mature and try to be ready for anything that comes your way.
Mike, an 11-2 victory last night, and I mean, it's great to score a whole pile of goals, but like you and I talked about earlier today, I mean, you want to see what guys are made up in tight hockey games, and I mean, kind of got away a little bit last night. I mean, Swan River really I thought, going through the motions the second half of the game. Tough. I mean, you're looking to evaluate talent, and I know that you're hoping to get probably hoping for a close game tonight.
Yeah, I agree, Hardy. I mean, the biggest thing is trying to separate the fine details that every player brings to the table and see what the value is. And, when it comes down to your final couple cuts, or even from a lineup standpoint, like who fits in this situation, or who's a top six forward, who's a bottom six, who can penalty kill, who's maybe, better on the power play and stuff like that. It's tough when you don't have that tight game to see those pressure situations and how the guys handle themselves. So, it is what it is. At the same time, we're not going to sit here and complain. It's just a different circumstance.
Well, you got a lot of guys that are trying to make the team here, Mike. Numbers-wise, how many guys do you cut down after tonight?
Yeah, we're hoping to get around 28 guys, 27, 28. I mean, we got some injuries. Marsden's going to be out for a while. Clark's going to be out for a while. We're hoping that Maverick will be back for the home opener. I think he was close to being able to play tonight, but at the same time, let's not risk any more further injury to him. There's a few other guys that are banged up and that sort of thing. So we'll keep a couple extra guys around here and see how the injury bug goes.
Still, I'd probably try to figure out who your number one goaltender is going to be. And again, Mike, most of these games, guys, have you haven't really been able to get a really good look at anybody yet, have you?
Yeah, we brought in Devin Peck yesterday, and he spent a majority of the, previous 24 hours traveling, and I know he was a little bit tired coming up here, so he definitely didn't have a real workload, and we need to see these guys in pressure situations, as I mentioned earlier, and see how they handle themselves, and hopefully he's gonna have a lot more rubber put in his direction here tonight, and we're hoping that he can get the job done.
We talk about wanting to see closer games, but in the same token, you really got to admire your guys, the way that they're going after it. And the one thing I've noticed, Mike, especially the last couple of games, how good they are with the forecheck. I mean, they're not letting the teams get any momentum come up the ice. I mean, you've had a real ferocious forecheck going and a real tenacity by this group, and you certainly have to be happy with that.
You know what, Hardy, I've talked to a lot of friends and, our scouting staff and our staff, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm very, very impressed with our guys right now. We've changed some things to our systems, and they've picked it up great, and it's working, So, you got to give our guys a lot of credit that they're executing. They're doing what we ask of them, and it's paying off. And, I've had people ask me, is it because you guys are that good, or is your opponent weak? And, I'd like to think that we're doing a lot of good things that have ended up with the results that we've been earned, I guess. But at the same time, like you said, Hardy, we know that the regular season's completely different, and exhibition is about, finding out what guys can do. But we're happy, no question about it.
And I know BC cutdowns, Mike. I know you're always you got your feelers out there to bring guys in. Is you still negotiations with a few other guys with maybe some, I guess, lots of junior experience, like veteran guys?
I think the next 5 to 7 days are going to dictate a lot for us. You've got two hats that you wear. You wear the coach's hat and then the GM's hat at this level. And, I think right now the GM side of things is where we're focused on right now. And like I said, a lot of phone calls have been placed, a lot of text messages. We're just waiting on that trickle-down effect. You got, NHL camps starting up right now where some Western League guys are at NHL camps. They're going to trickle down to the Western Hockey League. Those cuts are going to trickle down to the VCHL. And then hopefully we can land one or two really good players.
Sounds good to me. Good luck wrapping up the preseason against the Blizzard here tonight, Mike.
Thanks very much, Hardy.
Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com. McDonald's in Flin Flon is excited about the start of another Flin Flon Bomber hockey season.
Okay.
And they're also excited about their new drive-through times. The McDonald's drive-through at the Walmart location is open Monday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to midnight, Thursday to Saturday, 24 hours, and they're also open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Stop by, enjoy all your favorite menu items, including the Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, Chicken McNuggets, McChicken, delicious fries, and all your favorite breakfast items. And don't forget to check out the McDonald's app or come to McDonald's to redeem the back-to-school coupons, all at your local McDonald's restaurant at the Walmart location in Flin Flon.
Every day, healthcare aids improve the lives of those in need. University College of the North's Healthcare Aid Program can prepare you to make a difference. Aids provide comfort, dignity, and support to those who need it. UCN's Healthcare Aid Program is hands-on, close to home, and starts in September. In just 6 months, you could be ready for an in-demand, rewarding career. Apply now for fall 2025. Visit UCN.ca for more info. UCN. Here you can.
10 seconds.
Tanao, University College of North, sa kinutigis kinomagay nao, ay kantopatin nao, UCN.ca, UCN, Ewutaga, Arispanyo.
And our pregame coaches show continues. Ty Vallon, the new head coach of the Northern Manitoba Blizzard, will join us. And I guess, Ty, first and foremost, your thoughts on coming to, the defending league champions, but let's face it, total facelift in a year ago, but in saying that, you get to kind of put your stamp on the team. And I guess your thoughts on getting the job and coming to Northern Manitoba.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Obviously, I'm really excited to get the season going and get through preseason here. It's our last weekend, and then into the regular season after this. But yeah, a lot of new faces on the team, and they had a tremendous amount of success last year, and with that comes movement too. And some guys moved on to some different leagues, college, a variety of different places. So it gives some of our younger guys in the organization an opportunity to step up this season.
I know it's great to put your stamp on. You're probably hoping there'll be a few more leftovers from last year's club, right? I mean, how couldn't you?
Yeah. Obviously, anytime you take a team over that's the defending champions, you would love to have everybody back. But that's junior hockey, and with junior hockey, there's tons of change that happens every year, and that's just all part of the job and learning to adapt.
Preseason action tonight against the Bombers. You've seen them a couple of times, and I know everybody gets pumped up about wins and losses, but you and I both know it's all about evaluating talent, especially for you. You have virtually a whole roster that you have to replace, and I guess I'll ask you first and foremost your thoughts on what you've seen so far.
Yeah, like the preseason time of the year, it's like you said, it's all about evaluating your players, and especially for our staff here, like we're getting to know the kids, know the players that are returning, and then players that were in the organization, and then obviously the guys we're bringing in as well. They're, we're learning everybody, and just like we're learning them, they're learning us as well, and what we expect on a daily basis. But again, it's preseason, and obviously once we get through this weekend and start preparing for the regular season, we'll see what we can do moving forward.
I've seen your lineup today. It's way different than what you've had. I think it's safe to say this will be the best lineup you've had against Flin Flon in the 3 meetings.
Yeah, we feel that our group has taken some good steps over the past 7 to 10 days. And again, this time of the year, you just hope your team takes a step every day, and we feel our group is starting to take those steps.
You made some trades. Are we going to see any of those guys in uniform tonight?
No, unfortunately, guys, we're just kind of rolling in as we were getting out of town. I guess with the delay getting here, it might have worked out, but no. So a lot of those guys will be in the lineup tomorrow night, back in when we get back to the PAW.
And I know you've brought in some proven junior guys, which is important.
Yeah, definitely. Some guys that have some seasons under their belt, and just that we're looking for some more guys that can step up and lead by example, and just help the young guys learn and adapt to play at this level every day.
Flin Flon tonight, you wrap up against Swan River tomorrow. I think it's safe to say that some guys are going to have to impress the next couple of nights if they want to stay with your team.
Absolutely. Everybody's fighting for a job, and everybody's given an opportunity at the start of the year, and it's like every season, every hockey player goes through it. It's one thing to be here 1 year, and then you come in the next, and you were the guy the year before fighting for a job and hopefully knocking somebody out. And a lot of our guys right now are fighting for jobs.
Well, and like you said, you built up a pretty good pedigree there. I mean, champions going in the next year, you want to obviously have a chance to repeat if you can, but you want to make sure that it remains a strong program and it's a competitive team every night. Yeah, like it's defending champions of the league, so we're going to get everybody's best games, no matter what part of the season we're in. So our guys need to be prepared for that, and that comes with the organization too. They've done an extremely good job in the past building the organization up. New ownership took over a couple of years ago, and it really turned things around, and the team is going in a really good direction. So the mindset is we're a new team this year, but the expectation is we're competitive every night. I got to ask you, what appealed to you about this job?
Junior hockey. It's an interesting career path. I've been involved in the game for a long time now. My last stop was in BC, and going from the Rocky Mountains to more lake country, I'm going to say. But it's beautiful up here. I've loved every minute of it. Obviously, the trip up, both trips up to Flin Flon, the scenery is incredible. So I'm seeing a new part of the world I've never been to, and I'm loving every moment of it.
What did you think the first time you walked in the Whitney Forum?
Incredible. The history here is, just you asking that question, I'm getting shivers down my spine. You hear all the stories, growing up throughout my hockey career and coaching, you always hear this place and the history of this building and the organization here. So it's pretty cool to be here as a coach and just to see it. And it's a beautiful facility, and Mike's done an extremely good job with this program here.
Ty, great to see you, great to meet you. Good luck to you in the Blizzard this season, and I'm sure you'll be a competitive team once again. Giving fans in Northern Manitoba a reason to come out and cheer on this team night after night.
Hey, thank you so much.
There he is, Ty Vallon, the new man in charge, of course, of the Northern Manitoba Blizzard. About 5 minutes away from puck drop here tonight. Again, a bit of a delay due to the bus situation today, but nothing too crazy here, Mike. A half hour later, I don't think it really throws too many people out of whack, and I don't think it's going to hurt either one of these teams. I think we're still going to come out with the same tenacity as they would, and that's a nice thing about being in close proximity. It's not like you had to go halfway across the province to pick them up. So I'm anticipating a very good game.
I think so too. Listen, there's not really much more I can say. I mean, two teams that are locked in, ready to go. Obviously, the Bombers, looking to wrap up this preseason. I'm sure undefeated, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about evaluation. Coach Reagan kind of talked about it, right? They're trying to see what guys can do in certain situations, and I do think, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on in the broadcast, the fact that this lineup a little bit different. Coach Vallon, they're 0-3 right now in the preseason. You want to get some juice before ultimately it's the ramp up into that regular season, because we all know, this in the SJ, of course, it's super competitive all year long, no matter which team you are, bottom of the barrel, the top of the leaderboard, you are competitive, and it's going to be the same way in the MJ, right? It was like that last year. You're going to see that this year, and of course, with them being the reigning champions, right, you almost kind of have a target on their back. So
he alluded to that in his interview.
Exactly, he did allude to that, and Ty Vallon, Coach Vallon, he knows what he's getting into here, and I'm just excited to see some of these new guys, play. Obviously, it's a shame that Lane Apperly will not be making his debut tonight. I'm sure he's going to be playing tomorrow, of course, but like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Mark Oliver Machad, Tegan Kurtz, so many players that we haven't seen as of yet. It's going to be very interesting to see what goes down come puck drop.
Well, both coaches alluded to it in their interview as well, and we talk about having to impress the coaches the next couple of nights, because I'll tell you what, there's guys in waiting, and both these coaches are going to be out there looking to do anything they can to improve their rosters. So again, you got to I'm expecting the Blizzard to come out here with a lot of tenacity, come out here with a determination, and I think they're coming Flin Flon as hard as they can, like you said, to get a little bit of momentum for tomorrow night. But important for them, again, new team, new coach, and you and I know it. The coaches know it, the players know it too. If there's other guys that are always available, you got to go out there and you got to show your best. So it's going to be a very entertaining game here tonight. The Bomber coaching staff has made their way to the bench, which means all the Blizzard brass is on their way as well. So they get rolling here right away. A busy night of preseason action here tonight. Everybody likes to play on Friday and Saturday, of course, these days. That's your best gates, and we'll be following, of course, all these scores here tonight. Lots of interesting matchups that are intriguing to me tonight. You got Verdun and Estevan tonight. You got Battleford and Lloyd. So a lot of interprovincial games going on. Yorkton Melville, the Highway 10 Super Series, that's always fun. Melfort Humboldt should be interesting, in Larange, who are shooting for their second preseason win and warming to face the team that they did beat in the preseason earlier on. Of course, a full slate of MJHL preseason as well. We got baseball tonight. We've got CFL. So here's a question. You're a big CFL fan.
Absolutely.
Has Winnipeg's quarterback played his last game?
I mean, if you're asking me, the fan, or like me, the sports.
However you want to answer it, Mike. Put whatever hat on you want.
I love Zach Collaros. I mean, honestly, he's going to be, his number, maybe not retired, but he's definitely going to be up in the rafters one day, especially at Princess Auto Stadium. What a great player.
He's had a number of concussions.
Way too many concussions, and it's getting to the point now where, I mean, what are you playing for? You've won so many championships. You've made your mark, for the team in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Obviously, a heck of a story from him, right? He was counted out so many times, won that Grey Cup against Hamilton, won a second Grey Cup, and of course, you're kind of seeing the downhill spiral, so to speak. Maybe not that extreme, but it's getting to a point now where you want to see this guy live a long, fulfilling life, and I'm just sure that maybe this is the last season for Zach Collaros.
We'll see what happens with that. The Bombers on the ice here come. The Blizzard kind of took their time. I think a little bit of a pep talk going on behind the boards here tonight, as they're led by their goaltender tonight, Tyson Endel. The Blizzard will go with the exact two goaltenders that we saw last Friday. I'm not sure if Endel will get. I'm thinking they may go with Endel the full game and then give Todd Gurney the start to play against the Stampeders tomorrow, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, he's going to start. You heard Mike Gregg in his half of the pregame show. Devin Peck, he made his way here from the States yesterday, got 7 whole shots in last night's game, so wow. They still don't know what he can bring. He'll get the call tonight, and I think that he might go the distance as well. We're getting ready for the national anthem here, and of course, puck drop coming up momentarily. Bombers Blizzard preseason action. Nothing beats it, and looking forward to the opening faceoff coming up here momentarily. big national anthem. Job well done, and we're just about set for puck drop here tonight. The Bailey Homes Builders starting lineup here for the Flin Flon Bombers tonight. Ryder Muka, 8 goals in the preseason. Had the hat-trick against the Blizzard last Friday night. Of course, he had a hat-trick against the Ice Wolves the game before that. A hat-trick there, and had 2 against Laurent's Backer Sunday, with a goal post away from having 3 hat-tricks in a row. Wouldn't that have been something? But nonetheless, a great preseason for the local product. Ryder Muka, Joey Lee's his first 2 goals in the preseason last night up front, along with Rhett Ewan. And the Bombers are going to start things off, it looks like, at the back end tonight. Nathan Mounier, he had a couple of goals in the preseason, and he'll be joined by the other veteran, Nash Holmes, the Blizzard. They're going to go with the lineup tonight of Lucas Lorenz, Kane Pollock, and Carter Kelly. Back end, they'll get things going here tonight. Looks like they're going to go with Gavin Mowat and Axel Anderson. So that's the Bailey Homes Builder of the games. We're underway. Rob Hart, Mike Picklick, preseason action here. A little bit later than we anticipated, but here we go with Ryder Muka quickly inside the Blizzard zone. He's knocked down back of the goal. The Bombers tried to come back out front. In there to prevent that was Mowat. Mowat got wrapped up. Flin Flon got the puck free. Now it's scooped up here by Nick Carlson, the former member of the Winnipeg Freeze. And I noticed in the pregame he was trying to agitate a little bit, shooting some pucks in his Bombers as they're warming up. So I'm kind of interested to see what he pulls off in this game here tonight. Bombers get the puck back in the Blizzard zone. That's Rhett Ewan back out front. He throws it out front. Nobody home. Puck is chipped out that time. Nice job by the Blizzard's Linklater to get it down the ice. That'll be an icing call, though. 45 seconds gone, and interesting player, this Nick Carlson. And like I said, I noticed him in the pregame. He was definitely trying to play some mind games out there.
Again, a great trade. Obviously, that trade happened a little bit earlier on in the preseason. Nick Carlson, formerly of the Winnipeg Freeze, now the Winnipeg Monarchs.
Lalamier, what a story. He's been 10 points the preseason. Takes the face-off for Flin Flon. Gets it back to blue line. That shot fired right on that time by Bigelow. First look at him in a while. Save is made here. Rebound. The Blizzard will try to carry it out. It comes back in front of the Blizzard net. Grabbed this time by Anderson. Off the glass, held in here by Fashawn, who will chat within the opening intermission. He'll flip that puck over to Sept, back out front. Here's a chance! Fired on target that time by the Bombers. Landed Alexander, but it hit the D-man in front. Flin Flon holds it in. Fashawn again, walked in, save! Rebound! Couple big saves here by Endel. And he gets down there, and he absolutely robbed Fashawn. And I can't remember, I couldn't quite make out who got the rebound there. Mike, maybe you saw it, but 2 big saves early.
I did not see, but Tyson Endel, great job from him. Obviously, right now in the preseason, goals against average 3.46, and his save percentage 0.930. Great saves from him.
Lalamier will get set for the face-off here as he'll line up here against the Blizzard's Kane Pollock. Pollock going to get waved out of the face-off circle, so Linklater will go in to take the draw. Wins the face-off. Linklater does. Back of his own net. Flin Flon will jump on it, though. Back to blue line it goes. That's Bigelow throwing that one in deep. Picked up to the corner by Alexander. Back to Bigelow through traffic. A shot off a post, off the knee, and then a goal post. So Flin Flon close to taking an early 1-0 lead here. They got pressure going like you wouldn't believe. Puck rolls in front of the Blizzard net, and Endel will reach down and grab it. But boy, what a start by the Bombers. Already 5 shots on net here, Mike, and we haven't even played 2 minutes into the opening period.
You know what? 5 shots on goal. I still like the Blizz and their poise right now. Obviously, the Bombers, they're an offensive juggernaut. So far, so good. Holding strong and not getting too ahead of themselves.
Jalen Monias, the former Norman North Star, will take the face-off here against Wyatt Stitton. Stitton 2 goals last night. Took the 3rd period off, and he's back in there tonight as well. And this is as close to the A lineup as Flin Flon's had so far in the preseason as well, as the Blizzard will push the puck back down inside the Flin Flon zone. Wyatt Stitton looking to poke that one ahead. He does. Picked up here by Brehot. Then that one got knocked down at the Blizzard blue line. Puck is picked up here by Linklater. He'll fire that one back over to Whitrow. Whitrow throws it in. Puck knocked down. Look out. Stitton got bumped, but the puck will come out. They're trying to set Brehot up on the wing, but that got broken up that time by DeCoste. Here's Yakimchuk, forced back at the Flin Flon zone. Yakimchuk fed that one back over to his defense partner, Batard, who did not play against the Blizzard. He came in shortly after that. Anyway, Flin Flon ices the puck. 17:39 to go, and the Blizzard trying to settle things down, maybe weather the early storm here due to some good saves here by Tyson Endel.
Great shot on goal. Obviously a few offensive chances here, but now it's the big one. They get a face-off here in their own zone, the Blizz that is, and let's see what happens here.
Face-off here. Tegan Kurtz will take the draw. Wins the face-off, but Flin Flon jumped on it after it got loose. Blizzard couldn't pick up the puck. Rehot tapped that one ahead to Stitton, but intercepted by Kurtz outside the Bomber blue line. Kurtz throws it out front. Knocked down. Here's a chance. Shot right on target. The Blizzard's first chance, and the goalie mask comes off here, and they got to blow it down. Peck made the save, lost his mask right away, and anytime that happens, you got to blow it down.
Great shot from Carter Kelly. Had a lane there at the high slot. But
wide open in front of the net.
Listen, though, Peck, great save from him. And listen, I think the Blizz are starting to warm up a little bit here. Some great, a few shots on goal. Not as many as Flin Flon, but they're definitely getting a little bit warmed up, and the pace is getting set here.
Well, they got a chance just from point-blank range. Now the shots are 5-2 Flin Flon early here. As Kurtz once again will get ready for the face-off. He's going to line up here against the Bombers. L'Esperance, the rookie out of Regina. L'Esperance, one of their players they signed out of spring camp this year, but Kurtz will get waved out of the face-off circle, so it looks like they're going to go with Chalupiak. Bombers win the draw. They'll quickly get the puck up the center. Here's a nice pass to L'Esperance across the Blizzard line. Brings it in along the left wing, and he'll dump it back of the goal. Carlson for the Blizzard can't knock it down. There's L'Esperance. He'll flip it around the boards. Grabbed here by the Bomber D-man. That's Leibel. He threw it in. It got blocked. Now Mounier will jump on it. He throws it in. Endel going to wander out of his own net. Played around the boards. Blizzard trying to chip it out. Chalupiak got a chance. He couldn't get it out. Now it goes back to the Blizzard net. One of the football players tripped up. It comes out front, but they can't get a stick on it. Blizzard fired that one up the left side. They're looking for Chalupiak at center, but he got caught that time. Mounier down, puck underneath him, and now he'll pick it up and throw it inside the Blizzard zone. Endel played it around the boards. Blizzard need a change here. They've been out there a long time. Now they'll get a chance to get off the ice. Here's Mounier. Back to center. Poked ahead this time. Racing in for it. Heading towards the front of the net that time was Ryder Muka. Knocked away at the last second. Blizzard will pick it up at their blue line. They'll move it back to center ice where it's grabbed this time by Whitten. He got knocked down. Puck comes back. Blizzard side of center. Picked up that time by Carlson. Put back in Flin Flon territory. Good pace here in the early going. Here comes Rhett Ewan for Flin Flon. He's to center. Tap that puck inside the Blizzard zone. Endel will play it back of the boards. Or back of the net around the boards. But Flin Flon intercepts. They try to jump on it. Joey Lee's in there trying to get a stick on it. He does. Nice job to get it back to the blue line. Knocked down this time by Bigelow. Blocked in front. Here's Ryder Muka. Muka back to Bigelow. Bigelow takes a look through traffic. Save made. Puck is loose in front. Grabbed by Lees. Trying to jam it in. He does. Joey Lees back of the net. And 3 goals in 2 games for him. And nobody picked him up back of the net. The goaltender, I didn't think he lost sight of that puck, Mike.
He lost sight, and you know what? Gavin Mowat actually blocked one of the shots there. Was a little bit shaken up. Wasn't really available to make a defensive play, but ultimately the Bombers got really lucky with that shot on goal. Again, like Rob mentioned, Endel maybe took his sights off the puck.
Well, there's a big crowd in front of the net too.
Exactly, a little bit crowded there, but still very much in this game. The Blizz, that is 1-0 is the score.
Well, it's never a bad play to shoot the puck, though. You talk about lucky getting it on net. Always a good play to shoot the puck on net because anything can happen.
Very much so.
So Lees will get the goal, his 3rd of the preseason, just announcing the assist right now. Well, unassisted goal. So at 4:25, the Bombers will score. It's interesting because the Bombers have had a lot of lopsided scores. Haven't scored the first goal in the game very often.
Good points.
I mean, remember the Blizzard jumped up 2-0 on them last Friday. They were down 2-0 against L'Orange on Sunday. And were actually down 1-0 in last night's game. So that's kind of an interesting stat, I find. I mean, they've had a lot of pressure in the early going, don't get me wrong, but have not scored first in the game very often, but they have so far in this one. So Joey Lee's the local products got Flin Flon on the board. They lead at 1-0. They got the puck right back inside the Blizzard zone. At the point, that's held in that time by Batard. They try to come back out front. That time the Sights in behind him. Blizzard back on their heels here. That's Desba. He lost it to Lalumir, but he can't go any further. Desba tied him up in the corner perfectly. Desba trying to freeze it up. Grabbed here by Lalumir. Once again, no room for him. They remember he had, of course, a nice game against the Blizzard as well last Friday. They're going to keep tabs on him tonight, I'm sure. Puck poked back to center. When Flon gets it back, this is Yakupchuk. Back up the middle. Here comes Lalumir to Sights. Sights is across the Blizzard line. Dropped it back to blue line to Yakupchuk. In the corner for Lalumir. Intercepted out front that time by Desba. And he gets a hold of it, but the puck stays in. Now the Blizzard will grab it. They get an opportunity. That's picked up here by Pollock, and he'll send it inside the Flin Flon zone. Grabbed by Mounier, the Bomber D-man, deep in his own zone. Ahead to Jakubchuk, try to chip that one ahead to the Bomber forward, which was Brehot, but he was covered. Here comes a nice steal by Wyatt Stinton. Comes back in front of the Blizzard net, but that one knocked away that time by Burdon. Good pressure again by Flin Flon out shooting the Blizzard here early 7-2. They've got the 1-0 lead. As Joey Lees, the local product, has picked up his third of the preseason. Bombers dump it in. Blizzard will pick up the puck back of their own net. That's DeCoste. Up the boards. Nice pass outside the zone. Blizzard break out to center. Picked up here by Monias. Monias across the line. Throws it out front. He had a trailing forward there in Whitrow and just missed him. Good opportunity here. Flin Flon will pick it up and go back to center. Bombers fire it in. That's Wyatt Stinton trying to kick it back out front. Picked up instead, though, by DeCoste of the Blizzard. Moves that one ahead, where it's picked up and fired inside the zone by Whitrow. Monias will leave it back in the Bomber net. We got another penalty coming up here and behind the play, I think, to Flin Flon. It's going to be against the Bombers. It's going to be against Wyatt Stinton, and he's going to go for an interference penalty. Doesn't like the call, but the Blizzard will go to the power play here to try and tie up this game.
The Blizz, their power play percentage, 33.3% in this preseason. When it comes to power play goals scored, they have 2, and let's see what happens here. Their first chance to really tie things up in this early, well, not so much early, but first period.
And get some momentum back, right? They've been kind of back on their heels here to start the game. So Blizzard power play. 13-10 to go in the opening period. Face off inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of Devin Peck. Only really been tested once so far in the game. Off the face-off, the Bombers get a hold of it. And Mounier will send it down the ice, and Endel will stop this. He'll leave it back of the goal. The Blizzard power play will start off with square one. Here's Carlson. Carlson back inside the Blizzard zone will feed that pass ahead to Tomchuk. Only returning player from Blizzard's championship run, at least in the game here tonight. And, of course, he's right from the paw, so they're able to hang on to him. Blizzard will dump it back inside the Flin Flon zone. That sights after it, gets past the D-man. And here's a race for the puck now. Barreling down the ice is Landon Alexander. Short-handed, walked in. Great save, Endel. Flashing some leather on him, in and out of the glove. Great chance there for Landon Alexander, short-handed. But Endel, who's been the story for the Blizzard here so far tonight, another big save, keeping it a 1-0 game. Reed Arbery back inside his own zone. He'll send it the length of the ice. And Endel, the Blizzard netminder, will leave it back of the goal where it's picked up this time by Apperly. Apperly will drop that one back to a Belanger. Belanger forced back, leaves the goal scorer on top of him. Belanger will try to regroup back to his net. 52 seconds in the Blizzard power play. 12 minutes to go in the period. Flin Flon in front 1-0. Here's the pass to center. Sent inside the Bomber zone that time by Apperly. Back to the Bomber net, picked up by Fashon around the boards, but Apperly waited for it, knocked it down, and held it in. Here's Monias. Back to the blue line. Long shot sails over top of the Bomber net, comes out front. Picked up here by Holmes. He'll scoop it along the boards to Arbery. And he gets that one back out to Lees, but off the tip of his stick. Monias will get it back across the Bomber line. Fashon took it from him, but couldn't clear it out. Held in here by Apperly. Apperly to Monias, tied up along the boards just inside the Bomber zone. Grabbed by Fashon. Down the ice it goes. 12 seconds to go in the Blizzard power play. The goaltender out to play it ahead. Endel to Monias at center. Monias across the Bomber line. Ran into Jakubchuk. Puck though will stay in the zone. And they said it came out and came back in. 2 seconds in the Blizzard power play. Have not really had a chance to set up.
Yeah, you can tell that these guys are still kind of getting used to each other, right? Like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a lot of these guys are new to the pond, new to the squad. When you hear the word new, obviously, it's going to take some time to gel some stuff out, especially when it comes to something important like the power play.
Power play over. Blizzard fire it in. And the Bomber netminder has not been tested much. Peck will stop it back in his own net. Now this shot on target. Puck leg in front of the Bomber net. Good save there. Peck
Great
reaches
sequence.
back. I think football's going to get another penalty here. Great opportunity there for Lucas Lorenz as he was left alone. A hooking call coming up against the Bombers. And Peck, a big save. Lorenz left alone in front, got that backhander away. But the save is made. But another Blizzard power play as a hooking call has been handed out here. I can't make out the Bomber number. They're wearing the, I think it's 22, I think. I think it might be Batard, the D-man. We'll find out. But anyway, another Blizzard power play who will get an opportunity once again to tie this game.
Love this for the Blizz. Another chance to really iron out this power play. Let's see what happens.
They win the face-off. They get it back to point. This is Axel Anderson. Drop that one back over to Mowat. That got blocked. What a great job by Jakubchuk. Boy, he's going to have a monster season here for Flin Flon this year. Blizzard go back to their own zone. Anderson will take a look, make his way up the ice. Anderson to center. He'll hang on to it. He's inside the Bomber zone. Pushes that one in deep before Lees will get a hold of it. Around the boards it goes off a skate. It'll come back to center and picked up here by Mowat. Mowat fighting off a check at center. Tried to feather that one out front. Jakubchuk will knock it down. Fed it back to center ice where it's picked up this time by Tomchuk. Tomchuk can't get across the line either. It forces the Blizzard back on their side of center. Grabbed here by Anderson. Gives it away. Mounier picked it off. Now he's got a partial break to sights. Mounier will take it. Score! Short-handed goal! Nathan Mounier. I thought he was going to let Sights pick up the puck, but he just kept going. Grabbed it. He goes in, and you right, recall Flin Flon had that short-handed breakaway last time. They get a short-handed breakaway right here, and Mounier, making no mistake, as the Blizzard power play has had a tough time getting going here tonight.
I think that's a fair point. You really, looking at Endel, it looks like he's not really too caught up in that shot on
he's
goal.
hung out to dry there, though.
A little bit, but you know what? You can't get too down on yourself. It was kind of a blown play there. Tyson Endel so far playing a great game.
So Mounier will get his third of the preseason, a short-handed goal by Flin Flon. And I'm assuming this will be an unassisted goal as well. We'll wait for the announcement. Blizzard still in the power play here for 58 seconds. I don't even know how you hear a whistle in here when the whistle was. I didn't hear one up here. I don't know how they heard it on the ice. They're going to give Sights the assist. So the Bombers take a 2-0 lead here with 9:58 to play. Face-off outside, so the Blizzard were offside there. And Stitton will take the draw here against Pollock. 55 seconds of power play time remaining for the Blizzard, so need to panic it, get a goal, get right back in the game. They try to shovel that towards the Bomber line, intercepted by Alexander. Of course, had that short-handed breakaway the last time he was out there. Got it in deep. Here comes Belanger. Intercepted outside the blue line that time by Holmes. He'll flip it in, and that's tapped in the corner that time by Endel. Now the Blizzard get going, trying to make something happen here after giving up a short-handed goal. Pollock is rerouted. Now he gets it back to center. Picked up by Apperly. Lost the handle to Alexander. Back down the ice it goes. 22 seconds remaining in the Blizzard power play. 9:17 to go, period number one. Flin Flon in front 2-0 on goals by Lees and Mounier. Center ice, puck picked up by Kelly. He'll fire it in Flin Flon territory. Peck is there. Played off the boards, but intercepted here by Monias. Monias tried to come out front. Puck is bouncing. Ewan's got it. And he'll get the puck out to center. Rhett Ewan will flip that puck deep in OCN territory. Too deep as it goes in over the glass and out of play. Here I am saying OCN. It's hard for me to get that out of my mind. I've been OCN Blizzard for such a long time. But the Northern Manitoba Blizzard, and he flipped that over the glass out of play. So the face-off will come outside the Blizzard blue line. Power play is over. And the Blizz are 0 for 2 in this game here tonight. Face-off outside the Blizzard blue line. As Lesperance for Flin Flon winds up against Monius, wins the draw. Lesperance quickly across the line, back out front. Trying to step that one up over for Ulmer, but he had his stick lifted. Ulmer will keep the puck in. In the corner, there's Lesperance. Back of the goal to Ulmer again. Monius all over him. Ulmer able to find a way, though, to get away. Left point it goes. Knocked down this time and fired on target by Bigelow. Puck loose in front of the Blizzard net. Never made it through to Endels. It got blocked, and take your pick, all kinds of bodies in front of that net. Blizzard will skate with it. Here's a nice opportunity. Pass up to Monius, who's been out there a long time. Now he'll go up for a change, but he'll dump that puck in for Linklater. Linklater got it in deep, and he got tied up. Now the puck is lifted out. Bouncing puck, hammered back in the Bomber zone by DeCoste. And Fashon will grab it back of his own net. Had to be careful. Had a couple forecheckers in on him as that goes off the stick. In the Bomber bench, and they'll blow that down with 8:04 to go in the period. Shots a little bit tighter now. 9-4 in favor of Flin Flon here.
Just unfortunate when it comes to the power play, right? Obviously, the shorthanded goal was scored while the Blizz were on the power play. It was a great goal from Roberge, and of course the assist there, Leo Sights.
And I should mention those two. Oh, here's a chance for Flin Flon quickly. Reed Arbery in behind the D. He got hooked up that time by Anderson. I was going to mention the two Flin Flon Bomber penalty kills. A presentation of Jib's Custom Doors and Windows here tonight. And just trying to get used to the handle here once again. But Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, great to have them back on the broadcast this year, as well as all the other wonderful sponsors in both Flin Flon and the Paw, as well as OCN. Of course, the businesses that continue to keep junior hockey on the radio here in northern Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Couldn't do it without you. One timer, that's Yakupchuk ripping that one wide. And the Bombers can't keep it in. Race for the puck. Yakupchuk trying to get back as Chalupiak was there, and he'll chip it in. Flin Flon right back on top of it, though. They'll bank that one ahead. They're looking for the Bomber forward that time, Brehot, but out of his reach. Yakupchuk forced back in his own net. 7:10 to play opening period. Being watched in front of the Bomber net this time by Tomchuk. Tomchuk all over him. He'll get rid of it. Bombers move that one ahead to Ewan. Ewan a bounce pass, but picked off at center ice by Carlson. He'll rip it right back in. And picked up by the Bomber D-man Betard back of his own net. He played that one up the middle, but intercepted this time by the Blizzards' Desba. Desba moved it ahead. Now it's picked up just outside the Blizzard blue line. Stitton tried to jump on top of that. Grabbed by Ewan. He lost the handle. And the puck is picked up and set back to center ice. Flin Flon almost had too many men on the ice there. Here's a pass to Lees. Over top of his stick. Picked off that time by Mowat. And then the Bombers will flip it right back in. Mowat waits for it. Back of the Blizzard goal. Couple Bombers on top of him. He gives it away out front. Ewan with the steal. Back up front. Joey Lees will score again. Off the post and in. Horrible giveaway in front of the Blizzard net there, Mike. They played it perfectly. Two guys went in, and he just shot it off the boards, hoping to get by one of them. It didn't. Rhett Ewan intercepts, and Joey Lees out front off the post and in. And boy, Flin Flon looking pretty good here so far in the opening period tonight.
Again, Flin Flon is just carrying on the momentum from their past couple of games. I mean, the offense, incredible right now, and just the pace in general. They're gliding on the ice. It's a sight to see.
Lees is second of the night, fourth in the last two games. Rhett Ewan will get one assist on that. But a 3-0 Flin Flon lead with 6:16 to go in the opening period here tonight. Puck checked back in the Flin Flon zone after the goal. Holmes is there, the Bomber D-man. And he'll play that one ahead. He was looking for Alexander. That hit his stick. That's picked up and put back in Flin Flon territory that time by Whitrow. Holmes there, had a guy draped on him. Got the puck ahead. He'll come back to center. Picked up this time by the Blizzards of Lorenz. Hit a leg, came back inside Blizzard territory. Here comes Boulanger. Up the wing that time for Kelly. Tried to come back out front. He had a guy there off the skate that time of Lorenz, and he'll roll to the front of the Flin Flon Bomber net where it's grabbed this time by Devin Peck. He'll make the save and hang on, and really only had to make that one big save. Or the rest of it, like a shot like that, just kind of rolled in front of him and he jumped on it.
Exactly. I'm sure Peck is wanting to see a little bit more action when it comes to shots on goal, and let's see if they win this face-off here. That was maybe a problem last game.
Monias lines up for the draw there. The Bombers do grab it, and they're quickly away. Yeah, you're right. That game on Friday, Flin Flon was really dominant in the face-off circle as this puck is chipped back down the ice. Peck will play that in the corner. That's picked up back to that this time by the Bomber D-man Bigelow. He got tied up. Puck comes outside the Bomber zone, though, and rolls back to the Blizzard blue line where it's picked up this time by Anderson. Anderson had Alexander all over him. Gets it back to blue line for shot. Knocked down in front. Flin Flon after it again. They score. Tapped it to the side of the goal. That's going to be Leo Seitz. Nobody picked him up. And just like that, it's a 4-0 Flin Flon lead. They kept the puck in, and Leo Seitz, again, no chance for the goalie at all there, Mike. I mean, somebody's got to pick up the forward sitting in front of the net like that.
Of course, right? I still think, a lot of new guys in this system here, still learning the ropes a little bit. It's unfortunate, right? Down 4 goals, but then again, you can only go up from here, right? Still plenty of hockey left, 2 periods, 5 minutes left in this one. Let's see if the Blizz can maybe answer back a little bit.
Yeah, they need a goal. They need something to kind of inspire them here for the second period tonight. So Seitz will get his third of the preseason, and the Bombers in front by a score here of 4-0. Puck is bouncing around at center. Here's Brehot. There's a couple of assists here. I can't make them out. We'll get them for you after. Here's Vachon. Off the boards. That one got blocked at center. Wyatt Stitton after it. He's across the Blizzard blue line. Stitton looking for some support. Feeds it back to blue line. Intercepted this time by Chalupiak. And Chalupiak will put the puck inside Flin Flon territory. Chase it down. Vachon is there. And he does play that one ahead. Came back to center. And I think they're going to say, so he hit it ahead of the glove pass. They'll blow that down with 4:24 to go. You get the assist on that, Mike? Have they announced him yet?
I do. It's Joey Lees and, let me just give a quick refresh here. So it's Seitz with the goal and Lalamier with the assist and Pichon with the assist as well.
So the French connection on that one, Lalamier and Pichon, both, of course, recruited out of Quebec. For the upcoming year, we'll talk to Pichon again in our Crate Pizza player profile coming up in the opening intermission here tonight. Bombers, I think, won the penalty there as that puck was up, or that stick was fired out of Les Brass's hand. Play continues. The Blizzard have the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. They'll throw that to the front of the net. There's a good save that time by Peck. That one was redirected. Blizzard come close here. Nice job in front of the goal that time by Michaud. He got the redirection. That was Peck's most difficult save. And look at this guy. That's the guy I was talking about. Nick Carlson going in there and getting in front of the net. He loves mixing it up. He's got a big smile on his face. And he look, if somebody's going to try and get something going, maybe that doesn't score a goal, look for Carlson maybe to pull something out of his bag of tricks here tonight.
Very reminiscent of Alexander Andre, the guy from last year who was kind of, leading that role, looking to get under people's skins. And, Carlson's doing a great job of that so far.
Face off back at the Flin Flon zone. The shot's really tight, 12-9 in favor of Flin Flon, but the Bombers have scored 4 times. Lisa Pair and Mounier and Leo Seitz have scored to make it 4-zip. Of course, that was a nice shorthanded goal by Mounier tonight. Face off back to Flin Flon territory, the right of the Bomber netminder, Devin Peck. Second game we've seen him, but again, he only faced, so he's already faced more shots in this opening period than he did last night. 7 total. Dominating 11-2 victory against the Scabs, but they want to get a look at this guy and see what happens for the regular season. Remember, Flin Flon doesn't have any returning goalies coming back this year. You need good goaltending. Here's a puck given away by the Bombers in front of their own zone, but the Blizzard don't capitalize on it. They will keep the puck in deep, though. Mounier throwing a bump there on Carlson, and puck is loose back of the Bomber net. Mounier after it. Carlson on top of him, throws it out front, intercept the blue line, fired out front, and just about redirected in that time by Tomchuk. For the best pressure of the night by the Blizzard, they got the Bombers running around a little bit inside their own zone right now. Tomchuk, back of the Bomber net, looking for someone to give it to, bounce it off the boards. That's picked up here and fired down the ice. That'll be an icing called against Flin Flon. Touched up by Belanger, back of the Blizzard net, and they're starting to get their feet going and really could have had a couple goals there.
Yeah, I really thought the quality of shots there were fantastic. Obviously, you want to see more, but hey, we're getting some momentum here when it comes to the Blizz and their offensive chances. And of course, you got to give some credit to Peck, the Colorado Springs native. He's doing a good job so far.
Blizzard with the face-off, back the blue line it goes. That one fired by Apperly, but it got blocked. And the Bombers will get back up. Jace Pichon heads to Lesperance. He'll rip that one wide. Took a funny hop in the corner there. Lesperance tried to jump on top, but he's got it. Back out front. There's a chance. You in there, but he can't get any wood on it. Puck stays in. Pichon throws it out front. That one got knocked down and cleared out eventually. Comes back to center before it's grabbed and fired back inside the zone by Batard. Endel out of his own net. Lost it back of the goal. Picked up this time by Muka. Blue line it goes for Pichon. Back to Muka along the right-hand boards. Back of the goal to Lees. Back up front. Nice pass. They score. Oh, what a feed by Joey Lees. And Rhett Ewens tapped that one home. 5-0 Flin Flon. What a pass by Lees. What a period by Lees. 2 goals and an assist. That was a beautiful pass.
Joey Lees is feeling himself. I mean, that was probably one of the best goals I've seen so far this preseason. I mean, what a feed, like you said, and just what a goal in general. Joey Lees, I mean, have yourself a night so far.
That was an absolutely beautiful pass to set up Rhett Ewen in front of the net. That should be Ewen's second in the preseason. And the Bombers have jumped out 5-0 here with 2:18 to go in this opening period. Blizzard quickly come in off the face-off. They'll walk in. There's a shot fired on target that time by Whitman. And the save is made. So Flin Flon, you can't fault the goaltender here, Tyson Edna whatsoever. All 5 goals have been nice goals.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Again, this Bombers team is really carrying on the momentum of their offensive firepower. They've been a juggernaut every single game they played in.
Lees, who just got that assist, will line up for the faceoff inside his own zone against Monius to the right of the Bomber netminder Peck. The Blizzard win the draw. They throw it through traffic, trying to get something going, hoping to hit somebody out front. Just try to get some offensive momentum and try and get back in the game. They've got the puck in Flin Flon territory. There's a good move and good chance that time by Wittron, and that got blocked. Loose puck inside Flin Flon territory. Muka will clear it out. Puck will come back to center ice, tapped ahead by Berdon, but he found on it, and Muka will get it back. Look out, here comes Ryder Muka. Feeds it back to the blue line. Yakupchuk knocked it down. His shot partially blocked. It's tapped in front and picked up here by Monius as Muka gets tied up with somebody in behind the play. And Monius is by himself. The rest of the Blizzard were changing, so he'll get it in deep. Pinned up in the corner that time by Yakupchuk, looking to get a little bit of get a little bit of room with more Blizzard support that's come out there. And somebody did hit that head with a glove pass, so blown down, 1:18 remaining. Shots close, 13-10, but a 5-0 Flin Flon lead.
5-0 is indeed the score. 13 shots on goal for the Bombers, 10 for the Blizz. Really loved what I saw from Monius there, hustling with nobody around him.
He's
right,
fighting for a spot.
Exactly, fighting for a spot. Was going into the corner to retrieve the puck. Ultimately, did not go his way.
Kurtz wins the face-off against Seitz, but he'll throw it deep in the Flin Flon zone, and the Bombers get back, but they give the puck away. That's intercepted that time by Kelly. Try to come back out front. Nice job by Kelly to pick off that pass. Flin Flon's made a few mistakes here, and the Blizzard have just not been able to capitalize on them so far. Holmes tied up back in his own net, and it's grabbed here by Landon Alexander, who's got some room, and he'll skate with it quickly up the ice. Alexander to center. He'll dump it in and try to chase it down. He gets there. Back of the goal it goes. Picked up by Lalumere to Leo Seitz, who's got a goal here in the opening period. Back the blue line to Holmes. That one partially blocked. Holmes got it back. Spins in the blue line and knocked out and intercepted this time by Chalupiak, and he'll lift it back at Flin Flon territory, and both teams will make changes with 30 seconds to play in the period. Here's the pass to Lalumere. He'll dump that in, blocked by Boudron. Boudron fed that one back to Desba. Desba then gets that one back to Carlson, and he fanned on that one, and the Bombers will quickly get it back to center. Puck bouncing at center ice will roll back inside the Blizzard zone. Boudron back to get it. Down the ice it goes. It hits somebody. Icing waved off. Holmes will have to play it. But the Blizzard's Michaud on top of him. And that's going to do it for the opening period here tonight. And I'm sure if I was to say to Ty Ballin before the game tonight that the shots would be 13-11 Flin Flon, he'd probably take that, not thinking it'd be a 5-0 game.
Again, the Bombers have, you can really tell that these veterans on the Bomber squad, I mean, they're seeing everything. They're playing 3D chess right now, just seeing all the openings, having some great sequences offensively. Very noticeable that there is that connection. The Blizz, they're still building up that repertoire between each other. Still plenty of hockey left, and
yes.
You know what? There's still plenty of good things that can be done in order to kind of resurrect this game.
And they did have a few opportunities there. I mean, you did notice that they had the puck in the Flin Flon zone there.
Yes.
I thought after the 10-minute mark they settled down. They got some chances. The difference being is Flin Flon's made some mistakes, but the Blizzard have not been able to capitalize on any of them as of yet. There's been some blocked shots. There's been just some misreads in front. So there have been some chances there. Yeah,
the biggest one I would say is from Carter Kelly. He's a guy that's really impressing me so far. Some great moves on the back end, right? Doing some great back checking, and of course, a few good shots on goal from him. He's really standing out so far for the Blizz.
We'll take a break. Our opening intermission straight ahead for the North of 53 Consumers Co-op tonight. We'll come back. We'll check the first period scoring summary. Of course, we got our Creighton Pizza player profile as well. We mentioned we're going to chat, of course, with the one of the new Flin Flon Bomber recruits, at Xavier Fashon out of Quebec City. He'll be our Creighton Pizza player profile coming up. Of course, the out-of-town scoreboard. Lots of stuff happening for that for McDonald's tonight, so lots of fun stuff for the Whitney Forum. Bombers, a big opening period. 5-0, they lead it after one. We'll take a break and come back with more of the opening intermission for the Co-op. Once again here on 102.9 CFAR, CJAR, and of course, Flin Flon and the Paw online.com.
Gourmet pizza is back at Chicken Chef. Yes, it's the return of full flavor. Enjoy the house-made meat sauce on the meatballer pizza. Spice things up with the Thai chicken. Balance sweet and spicy with the Hawaiian, or keep it classy with Chicken Chef's Italian classic CC's Margarita Pizza with their signature dough. Let your taste buds lead you with the gourmet pizza menu at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
Back to school season is on at the North of 53 Co-op. Not only can you find everything for a balanced lunch, but try new Co-op Gold Snack Mix to fuel the whole family. With savory garlic parmesan, bold coffee lovers, to a new spin on peanut butter and jam that are only at the Co-op. And visit the deli to feed everyone from the kindergartner to the soon-to-be grad, with meat sliced just how they like it. It's back to school at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Take advantage of Maytag's Dependable Savings Event at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center on now until October 1st. You can save $100 when you purchase a qualifying laundry pair, save $150 when you purchase 2 qualifying kitchen appliances, or save $300 when you purchase 3 or more qualifying major kitchen appliances.
10 seconds.
Get hundreds of dollars in savings just by shopping Maytag. Get the appliances you've always wanted with the Maytag Dependable Savings Event ending October 1st at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center.
All right, welcome back to Whitney Forum. Rob Hart, Mike Picklick, preseason action between the Bombers and Blizzard. Flin Flon a 5-0 lead. Mike's going to give us the Northland Ford first period scoring summary.
Again, a very ideal period for the Flin Flon Bombers. Just quickly looking at the shots on goal, 13-11. Again, the Bombers lead it. First goal came near the 5-minute mark, more so near the 4-minute mark. It was Joey Lee's, no assist on that one, his third of the preseason. A couple of penalties came up. The one that really bit the Blizzard in the behind there, of course, was Nathan Roberge. He scored a shorthanded goal. Leo Seats got the assist on that one, of course, right after that. And then, basically, back-to-back goals were had. Joey Lees picked up his 4th goal assist. Rhett Ewan, his 3rd of the preseason. Of course, right after that goal, Seats scored one. The assist there, a little bit of a French connection, as Rob indicated. Lalamir and Pichon got the assists on that one. And, of course, the last goal, the 5th and final goal of the period, Ewan, once again, the assist came from Lees. It was a great assist. Really good goal.
Joey Lees has looked phenomenal here. He had a good camp. Of course, a 20-year-old, so you're expecting big things from him. 4th year with the team, and got the puck back and just set up Ewan perfectly out front. So that is the Northland Ford scoring summary. Like you mentioned, shots are tight, 13-11. But again, I guess it's a difference with, Flin Flon's got a lot of guys that were in the lineup last year, and they're capitalizing their opportunities. Blizzard had a few chances and just didn't quite go in, but we'll see what they use to motivate themselves for the second period. Like I said, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Nick Carlson maybe try to get something going, or Isaac Tomchuk, the one guy, of course, remaining from that championship team from this past spring. And we'll just see, in particular, you don't necessarily have to score a goal to change momentum. So we'll wait and see what happens here. I expect the Blizzard to try and do something early in the second period to try and grab a little bit of momentum back here in the opening period. But Flin Flon looking good right now. We thought it would be a tighter game. I mean, it still could be, but boy, the tough Blizzard have put themselves in a hole for sure, down 5-0. But again, not necessarily. I mean, you want to win the game, sure, but again, you're trying to impress your coach and every man up. What can I do to stick around? And be an interesting 2 periods. And of course, it's not their last preseason game either. This is obviously the last game for Flin Flon. Blizzard one more last chance tomorrow, but still a chance to show your coach you're made up on the road, especially in a tough building to win a hockey game. And the Whitney Forums hasn't been an easy place for a lot of teams to win games. Preseason, regular season, playoffs, it's always a tough 2 points or tough victory.
Well, this newish Blizz squad, right? I mean, what a test in front of them, right? The Flin Flon Bombers. I've mentioned that. I've said this once. I'll say it again. They're one of the top teams, not only in in this province, but in the country, right? I mean, what a first test. Well, not first test, but what a test for these new guys, right? You're essentially seeing a championship pace being set in the preseason, right? So a lot of these guys are getting used to the pace here, getting used to the feel. Again, in front of them, a juggernaut when it comes to the Bombers. Still plenty of hockey left. The Blizz very much in this game. They're gonna play like they're in this game. That's for sure. They're gonna go about it that way.
Looking forward to the first few shifts of the second period to see if they can turn the tide. So once again, it's been a big opening period for local product Joey Lee's rather. 2 goals with an assist, and of course Mounier and Sept have also scored. So Flin Flon in front 5-0. That is the Northland Ford scoring summary. We'll take another quick break. Creighton Pizza player profile time. A guy that I really like, who I think is going to be a stud on the Bomber back end this year. New face Xavier Flin. This guy's smooth. He moves the puck. He gets back. He defends well. Seems like the entire package out in Quebec City. He'll join us next. Creighton Pizza player profile time coming up with more of the opening emission for the Co-op on 102.9 CFAR, 102.9 CJAR, and once again, Flin Flon and the Paw online.com.
Jim's Custom Doors and Windows is your trusted local windows, doors, and blind store. But did you know they also install overhead doors? And did you know that a properly installed overhead door can help protect your home against extreme weather, help you save on your energy bill, and can increase the value of your home by up to 4%? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Plus, they also have lock and key services, helping you protect your home from the elements. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. Call them today, 687-7071. Yo, dude, can you pass me a bubbly from the fridge?
Yep. Here you go.
Thanks, man.
No problem. What's that sound?
Oh, you mean this?
What? How did you do that?
I did nothing. That's just the feeling you get when you drink bubbly, sparkling water.
Wow. Do it again.
12 flavors, 0 calories, 0 sugar, and a tasty, refreshing feel. Bubbly sparkling water. Okay, corporate meeting time. First of all, we gotta cut it with the long-distance personal calls.
Hello, Australia. Sure, I can hold. What was that?
And we're gonna have to have a dress code.
Pants are the devil.
And no more Creighton's Pizza. It's too distracting. The lasagna, ethnic favorites, wings, and of course the pizza.
This is outrageous.
That's it. We quit.
We'll start our own company and run you out of business.
What do we do here anyway?
I'll tell you what we do. Call Creighton's Pizza 688-2080 and fight for the last slice.
Welcome to our first intermission here tonight. Our Creighton Pizza player profile going to be joined by one of the newcomers of the Flin Flon Bombers this year. Xavier Flin from Quebec City joins us. And Xavier, I'd ask if you're happy to be in Flin Flon, but by your on-ice performance so far in the preseason, I think it's probably a pretty big yes.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's an honor to play here. I'm just happy. I'm just embracing like what I just have here with all the team. Like, I'm just happy with everyone. Just accept us. It's just like I'm having fun with everyone, and like for sure that like performing on the ice is just an extra. But like just being part of this team is really like what I enjoy the most.
You know, Flin Flon, as I'm sure you know, have had a lot of players from Quebec come here throughout the years, and I think a lot of it's Quebec's a hockey factory, but so is Flin Flon. Xavier, when you walked in the Whitney Forum the first time, what did you think? What were you feeling?
Oh, I was amazed. Like, I just saw the rink, and I was just like enjoying the view from like the perspective of the fans, like what they see from all around the rink, and like just seeing that just exhibition games, having a lot of people just for exhibition games, like surprised me, and I was like, I can imagine what it's like during regular season.
Well, you'll find out soon enough with the regular season starting 1 week from today. Listen, take me through the process. How did you wind up in Flin Flon?
I played my past 3 years in Quebec City, and we had a great year last year. We won the championship, so I think it put us on the radar from Flin Flon Bombers, and we had like a scout in Quebec City that scouted me and one of my friends in the team, and he told us, come to the Flin Flon Bombers, you're going to have a good time. You'll see they have like a great place, they have great fans, they have a great team, and it's just going to help you to go through the process of going maybe to university next year. So sure, I'm really happy to be here.
So be honest with me, had you heard of Flin Flon before that point?
Never. Like, I gotta be honest, I never heard about them, but like I made my research during the summer, and I just saw like what a great program it was, and like they've been here for almost 100 years, so it's exciting to be part of this team.
And I know that you brought some friends as well. That Lau Lemaire's a pretty extraordinary hockey player too, is he not?
Yeah, sure. Like, I didn't know him at first, but I just saw him how great of a hockey player he is, and also how great of a good guy he is outside of the ring. So it's just nice to have some good Quebec friends out here with me too.
I thought you had a really good main camp. You've been able to take that over to the preseason. What's been kind of the secret to your success? I mean, you obviously like to carry the puck. You're obviously pretty offensive-minded. Is it this league so far? I mean, although it is preseason, you played a lot of Manitoba teams. I get that. But is this kind of your style, the wide-open hockey you like?
Sure, I like to skate with the puck for sure, but I'm trying to have a better defensive game too, and try to be more physical. Also, I know that if I can have a great performance with in this aspect of the game, I could be a better hockey player than just offensive mind. I try to be better defensively too. So sure that if I can do that, I would be really happy to just perform during this year. Yeah.
Are you talking about your teammates here, the different guys you've been playing with? Are you kind of surprised at the different players that were here? Did you kind of have an idea of what type of caliber of hockey players would be here when you came in?
No, sure. I didn't know the guys that were here, but just in pre-camp, I was surprised with the level of hockey that it was. It was physical also. I wanted to have a good performance physically also. So seeing the level of play that was here just in pre-camp, I was okay, I think we can have a good team this year. So I'm really happy about that.
Now, I know you hadn't been to Flin Flon before. Have you ever been to Western Canada before now?
Never. The furthest I've ever been was Toronto. So
that's still east.
Yeah. It was still east, yeah, and we drove all the way to here, so we saw great views. We had I've never been that north too, so it's really different from what we have in Quebec City, sure.
What was the drive like? Were you thinking, are we ever going to get there?
At first, on the first day, it was really fast. We were oh, I think it's gonna go well, but on the second day was a long day, and we were oh, okay, we're still far. But it was a nice ride. We drove all the way through here. We had fun. We saw great places. It's not the best road ever, but still, when we were here, we were just happy to finally be here. And just first thing we did, just went to the golf course and tried it for the first time. It was really fun, and just met the guys on the first night, so it was really fun.
Yeah, I hear you're a pretty good golfer as well.
I am. I'm trying to be. So I just prove it to everyone tomorrow at the golf tournament, sure.
That's right. That's coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. Listen, a couple things before we wrap things up. Biggest, I guess you kind of touched on it, but I'll ask you again. Biggest hockey moment for you so far in your career could be at any level that you played.
Last year, for sure. We won the championship.
What league was that?
It's QCHL. It's we have a level between high school and university we have in Quebec. It's called Sept, and we play for the team of the school that we were there, and we lost in the semifinal the year before. And last year I was the captain of the team, and I was really happy to see that the team that we had could be a championship team. And when we were in the final, we played against a rival, a big rival. Their school is just right next to us, and we won the series and won the playoff. Was just the best feeling ever. At 19 years old, I was a vet because we can't play at 20 years old. So it was my last year, and just winning at my last year at my home rink with all my family, my friends, my everyone. It was just the best moment of my career for sure.
Winning's fun. I would ask you your best Bomber moment, but we'll wait till the regular season when we get you on again. Quickly, growing up in Quebec, favorite team, favorite player. Who do you like?
Oh, for sure, I'm from Quebec City, so Montreal Canadiens will always be my favorite team. And I would say my favorite player is Kyle McCarr, for sure. I like the way he skates. I like the way he always have his heads up, and he's also trying to have a great defensive play, even though he's more of an offensive guy, but he's trying to perform defensively also, so that's what I'm trying to do too.
Favorite Montreal Canadian then?
I gotta go with Cole Caulfield. I like the way he scores. I like the way he's so good on the power play. So yeah, just ripping goals every year. So.
Are you hearing the same rumor I am that maybe Sidney Crosby joins Montreal? Are you hearing that?
Yeah, I know that. I think that Montreal fans are just going all around, and they're always thinking that maybe we'll get Sidney Crosby, or we could get Connor McDavid all the time. Sure that if we get Sidney Crosby, I think that it would just be great, but I'll just wait till it's really coming. Yeah.
I hear you. It would be pretty darn special, though. Listen, great to catch up with you, Xavier. Good luck in your final preseason game, and good luck in the regular season. 1 week from tonight, good to catch up with you.
Thank you so much.
Xavier Flin, newcomer to the Flin Flon Bombers from Quebec City, our Creighton Pizza player profile, once again right here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com. Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about. McDonald's in Flin Flon is excited about the start of another Flin Flon Bomber hockey season, and they're also excited about their new drive-through times. The McDonald's drive-through at the Walmart location is open Monday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to midnight, Thursday to Saturday, 24 hours, and they're also open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Stop by, enjoy all your favorite menu items, including the Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, Chicken McNuggets, McChicken, delicious fries, and all your favorite breakfast items. And don't forget to check out the McDonald's app or come to McDonald's to redeem the back-to-school coupons, all at your local McDonald's restaurant at the Walmart location in Flin Flon. All right, welcome back to Whitney Forum. The Bombers are on the ice. The Blizzard are making their way back out there, and Mike Picklick will give us the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard here tonight.
Here we go, starting off with the CFL. Ticats 32, the Blue Bombers 21. Fourth quarter, a minute and 1 second left. Looks like the Ticats are going to walk away with that game. Of course, happening in the world of baseball. The Twins playing against the Diamondbacks, bottom of the sixth. The Twins 5, Diamondbacks 2. The Brewers smoking the Cardinals 5-0. They're at the top of the seventh. Lastly, the Padres 1, the Rockies 0. They're at the top of the second. And then happening elsewhere in the SJ, Verdun 1, Estevan 2, with 11 minutes and 18 seconds left in the second. One more score here when it comes to the MJ. Let's see, Nipawa and Dauphin 5-5 with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the third.
What did I tell you? I told you Carlson was going to get something going here, and he actually stalked on Rhett Hewitt's stick here in the face-off circle. He's definitely trying to get things going. I told you to keep your eye on him.
Absolutely, you were right.
And he gets, like I said, they want to get something going here right off the hop, and Carlson definitely has a lot of tenacity. Of course, he's a veteran junior hockey player, and looking to earn a spot here on this Blizzard team. Of course, the former member of the Winnipeg Freeze. Puck will come in from the Bomber net, swatted away that time. The netminder Peck, the puck inside Flin Flon territory, just underway in the second period. Bombers a 5-0 lead. Blizzard did have some chances, kind of came on as the trade was going. We'll see if they can get a couple of goals and get back in this game. This is Nash Holmes, the veteran Bomber D-man, dropped it back to Lees. His drop pass outside the zone, and here's a steal. Partial break here, cutting it on goal. Opportunity, backhander fired on target that time by Whitrow. And he got in alone. The Bombers coughed up the puck at their own blue line. That's dangerous in the neutral zone area. And how about that great opportunity there for Whitrow, who picked up the puck, went in, but he could not beat the Bomber netminder Devin Peck. And the first time we've really seen a really good wide open chance on him since really early in the game when they had that loose puck in front of the net. They had that, of course, that wide open play. But that's a clear-cut breakaway there that he stops.
Again, sometimes that's all you need, just a little bit of momentum.
And you can't be too cute either and drop a pass like that and have it picked off. So the Blizzard come close again. Here comes Lalamir inside the Blizzard zone, and he's been relatively quiet tonight, just the one assist at 10 points coming into the game tonight. Tremendous preseason. Here's Pashon. Of course, we just chatted with him a few moments ago, lost the puck along the boards. Puck will stay inside the zone, though. Lalamir getting up the gloves a little bit high that time on Desma. Flin Flon digs it free. Leo Seitz back of the Blizzard net. A goal for him tonight. That puck redirects the blue line. Pashon will kick it in. Here's an opportunity for Lalamir outside the circle out front. Picked up that time by Alexander, and he can't shoot it. Nice setup, though. Bombers come close again. Pashon will continue to keep the puck in. Puck rolls inside the zone. Finally cleared out. And it'll roll back inside Flin Flon territory. Grabbed here by Bigelow. Bigelow feeds it back to Lalamir. He'll dump it in and go off for a change. And Seitz will try to track this puck down. Collides with his player, and the Blizzard will get the puck, and they're away. Opportunity here for Kelly. Kelly, of course, had that great chance back in the opening period. He stick handles across the Bomber line, but lost it in the corner, and the Flin Flon Bombers will flip it down the ice. Back to retrieve that is Belanger. Had Stitton all over him. Belanger, though, able to flip it over to the other side, and Bombers will try to jump on it. Monius in there as well, trying to help out defensively. And the puck is past the Bombers Brehot and rolls down inside Flin Flon territory. Devin Peck will leave it back from that. The Bombers will start things off from there. Brehot intercepted by Monius. He kept it in, fired it back at Flin Flon territory. Bombers try to get it out again. They do this time. There's an opportunity for Stitten, poked to the head. Arbery in behind the D. Arbery cutting it, a backhander. Oh, good save that time. Nice job by Pagurny, who's in relief, and he makes another good save. So they're going to give Endel the rest of the night off. Pagurny comes in there, and how about that? Not one, but two gigantic saves. The first one on Reed Arbery, who's usually pretty good in tight.
Again, I was going to highlight that. There was a goalie change. Of course, Kevin Podgurney now taking the place of Tyson Endel. Podgurney and Derek Puttick, assistant coach for the Blizz. A little bit of a connection there. Last year, they were both with the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings of the USPHL.
So a big face-off between L'Esperance and the Blizzard's Pollock. The face-off inside the Blizzard zone, the left of the netminder, Kevin Podgurney, who just made two gigantic saves early in the second period. Blizzard win the draw. They'll get the puck back to center. That's scooped up here by Pollock. Throws it in on target, and Peck the save. He'll hang on. Shots really tight, 14-12 Flin Flon, but Bombers taking full advantage of those opportunities back in the first period. And I'll tell you this, Tyson Endel should not hang his head. He had no chance on any of those goals that went in.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Face off back inside Flin Flon territory. The left of the netminder Peck. The Bombers win the draw. And they'll play this one ahead. That's try to get it ahead that time to the forward Donovan, but it was knocked away from him. Now the Bombers will dump it in. L'Esperance is after it. Back of the goal for Donovan. Popped up over top of his stick and picked up here by Pollock, and he'll get it back down in Flin Flon territory. Mounier races back to get it and quickly converging on him. Mowat, who of course has had some good chances tonight. Bombers turned up the ice, so there's Ulmer. Ulmer inside the Blizzard zone, dropped it back to L'Esperance. Back out front. And Donovan couldn't get the shot away. But Sean back out there. He'll throw that through traffic. Save made. Rebound, open net off the post. Great opportunity there for the Bombers. That was Ulmer looking for his first of the preseason. And he fired it off the bar. Flin Flon continues to go after the puck. It's finally tapped back to center. Kicked across the Bomber line that time by Carlson. Bashan back. He'll feed it ahead to L'Esperance, but taken away. Here's a chance now for Monius. Back out front. Back door. He just missed Tomchuk with the pass. Monius can't keep this one in. Forced back on his side of center. Monius out of Thompson, former Norman North Star. I'm sure would love to keep playing hockey in Northern Manitoba. And so the fans would like to see as many Northern Manitoba players as possible as well. Monius certainly has the size, and I think will certainly be able to hang around for a while. And he's been one of their better players here tonight. In behind the D, there's an opportunity for Chalupiak. He gets tied up here with the Bomber D-man. That's Bigelow. Flin Flon digs it free. Here comes Joey Lees. What a monster opening period up the left side. Ryder Muka to the front of Muka. Can he finish up? Oh, another big save that time. Courtesy of Pagurny. Muka in the lone, and Pagurny got that left pad down. Good end-to-end action to kick off the second period. Play back in the Flin Flon zone. Puck hits the official. Comes back in front of the Bomber net. Puck is laying there. Blizzard trying to get a stick on it. Comes back to the right point. Apperly will lift that over top of the net. That's Bigelow, big body check. He might be hurt here as he gets hit hard along the boards here by Lorange. It's going to be a penalty. And Bigelow is down here, Mike, and he might be favoring that shoulder.
Well, hopefully he's okay. It looks like he's really wincing when he touches that shoulder. Again,
Bombers had a number of injuries in training camp, and
which is something you don't want to see, especially this time of year. Way too early to see that.
Looks like he's making his way back to the bench, which is good news here, at least for the time being. So a big body check there from the Blizzard. Once again, that was Lucas Lorenz, the hit. And we're going to, actually hard to believe it, Flin Flon's first power play of the game.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens here. I mean, the Bombers were nothing short of fantastic in the game against the Blizz, the second game, that is. Let's see if that continues this time around. Again, second period, 14 minutes and 50 seconds left. Power play on the go right now for the Bombers.
For Arctic Beverages, and don't forget during the regular season on both Bombers and the Blizzard broadcasts, chance, of course, to play the Pepsi power play and win yourself 12 packs of Pepsi. Bombers after the bouncing puck, and Pagurny will reach back and he'll grab that. He's been sharp early, so again, don't forget to enter at the different broadcast locations for a chance to win free Pepsi, of course, throughout the regular season. Arctic Beverages of both Flin Flon and Paw. So Flin Flon on the power play for the first time tonight. You were talking about the Blizzard power play earlier. How about this Bomber power play? 50% in the preseason, 9 goals on 18 opportunities.
Yeah, not that bad. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine if you had a 50% power play in the regular season?
That'd be undefeated.
You should win a lot of hockey games.
Exactly.
Joey Lees is forced back to his blue line. Here he is at center, skating across the Blizzard line. Nice toe drag move there. Lees 2 goals and an assist here tonight. Ewan back in the net. Back out front to Sept. Blue line for Fashon and tapped away. Good play by Monius to knock it outside the zone. Bombers forced back to center. Joey Lees has got the pass, dropped it back to Ewan. Can't shoot it, let Lees have it in the corner. They're trying to throw that out front. Monius again. Redirected and got it out. It's a nice penalty killing here for Monius. Joey Lees will get it back for Flin Flon. Drop pass. Ryder Muka back out front. Grabbed there by Reed Arbery. Arbery will play it back to Fashon. Along the boards to Sept. Here's Fashon. Throws it back out along the left-hand boards to Lees. Back of the goal now for Muka, who's out there. Blue line for Fashon. That'll go off the stick. Blocked that time. Courtesy of Mowat and over the glass and out of play. So talking about Monius here, a nice penalty kill for him. And his dad, Reynolds, actually played for the Bombers back in the day.
Oh.
And look at this. In fact, the Bomber player's making his way to the locker room now, so Bigelow will go to get some assistance in the room. Still holding that shoulder. But there you have it. Reynolds Monius, former Flin Flon Bomber. I'm sure watching this game somewhere tonight. If you are Reynolds, hello to you. Terrific hockey player, probably still is. Ended up playing for the Blizzard as well and the Dauphin Kings before his career was complete. Top of the left circle here for Lalomere. He found on that one. Back of the goal, puck is picked up here by Stinton. Second power play unit goes to work. Back out front, one-timer, and Arbery found on that one. Picked up back of the goal by Lalomere. A lot of weapons for Flin Flon here in this game. Back out front, there's a chance, Arbery off the mask. Arbery will get his own rebound, feeds it back to blue line. Inside the left circle for Lalomere. Back out front, puck bouncing. And I think Paderny had a piece, but he's down. He stopped that one again.
Wow.
Boy, the Blizzard bench will be cheering this guy. He's been absolutely fantastic. Lalomere back out front. Blue line it goes. Shot from Mounier. Puck loose. They try to jam it in.
Very impressive.
And Paderny down. And he has made, well, the shots after the period were 13-11. And they're behind in shots here. Well, actually, no, they're not. Sorry, they're just behind on the clock. 19-13 now. He hasn't had an easy save in the second period.
No, he's been fantastic, and you know what? He's carrying on that momentum from last season. Kevin Podgurney, honestly, a true stud. His record with the River Kings, 9-3 overall.
7 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. 12:57 to go in the second period, and boy, great goaltending here tonight. Courtesy of Kevin Podgurney. Flin Flon probably could have another 2 or 3 goals, but he's been fantastic. Lalomere, he'll dig that one free. It'll come off the boards and out. Lawrence on the penalty box, so Flin Flon 0 for 1 here tonight, but not without some great opportunities. Did Flin Flon have too many men on the ice here? I think they did.
What a PK from the Blizz. I mean,
Yeah.
that was fantastic. I mean, the Bombers were, like you said, 50% when it comes to their power play, and the fact that they shut them down in their first attempt tonight, nothing short of fantastic.
So too many men on the ice there for Flin Flon. So the Blizzard will go on the power play, then hopefully that penalty kill will give them a little bit of momentum here for this power play.
I don't see how it can't. I mean, they were gliding on the ice when it came to that PK, so we'll see what happens.
Face off inside the Flin Flon zone. Blizzard on the power play. There's Carlson shot. That was a knuckleball. That got blocked. Ulmer can't get to it. Picked up by Yakimchuk, and he'll hammer it down the ice, and Podgurney will come out. Yeah, tangled that back of the net there with L'Esperance. Play continues up the ice. Monius will drop that one back to Carlson. And the puck will go off the boards and grabbed here. Now we got Carlson getting into it here with a couple of Bombers.
Oh, here we go.
Monius wants a hold of somebody as well. Something must have happened behind the play here. As it carried down the ice, Carlson, like we said, been trying to mix things up basically way back at the pregame skate tonight. As he was getting into it with a few guys. He's having a good time. So they'll blow that play down. 1:35 remaining in the Blizzard power play. 12:16 to play in the second period. All the offense the first for Flin Flon tonight. The Blizzard a lot better effort so far in the second. And hey, their goaltender, Podgurney, is been razor sharp here to begin the frame. Off the face-off, Flin Flon will dump it down. Here comes Pagurtney well out of the net. Throws that over the far boards, picked up by Carlson. He'll drop it back to the net where it's picked up by Afferly. Quick pass to Carlson. Carlson at center will try to get that one back over to Monius. Second chance he got it on, picked up back of the Bomber net by Tomchuk. Makes its way back the blue line. Tomchuk will get it back along the boards. Back of the goal it goes that time for Pollock. Puck is loose. Flin Flon, they do get it down the ice. On target. Pagurtney will stop that. Look out, he gives it away. Open net, they score! Pagurtney, just an unfortunate play there. Loves to play the puck, gave it away, and Brehot picked it off, and he'll score the second shorthanded goal for Flin Flon tonight.
Again, just very unfortunate, right? You kind of mentioned it. He likes to take the risk when it comes to stepping out of the net. Obviously, he stepped up to the plate there to attempt to pass or to attempt to knock the puck loose, but it did not pay off in that instance. So
Brehot will score his third of the preseason, second shorthanded goal tonight for Flin Flon, like we mentioned, and unfortunate for Pagurtney, who's been lights out, and bit of a tough play there. Blizzard remain on the power play for another 40 seconds. They'll fire that one in. Peck will stop that, and he'll hang on. We'll get a face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. Obviously, unassisted goal by Brehot. Third of the preseason, shorthanded, and Flin Flon will jump out 6-0. But the Blizzard have had some moments here in the period. They started to kind of set things up for the power play, and we'll see what they can do here for the final 36 seconds.
I'd say so. I thought this so far this period a whole lot better than the first one.
Pollock will take the draw here against Leo Seitz. Pollock wins it back cleanly. Belanger gets rid of this one, picked up by Anderson. His shot on target. Peck will stop that. Peck makes the save. 30 seconds to go in the power play. 11-11 to go in the second period. Don't forget, Blizzard, one more preseason game tomorrow night. 7 o'clock, right?
I'm sure 7 o'clock at the Roy, yeah.
That'll be a big one against the Stampeders. Both teams looking to get on track here before the regular season. Joey Lees. That one got blocked. Puck will stay inside Flin Flon territory. Pollock racing after it. Back out front. There's an opportunity. Got blocked. Pollock gets his own rebound. Feeds it back to blue line. Belanger a chance, and he'll fire that into the glove, and Peck's on all the way. He'll reach up and grab that one with 12 seconds to play in the power play, and 10:53 to go, almost at the midway point of the hockey game. And again, a little bit of a late start. If you're just tuning in now, you're saying, how's there so much time left? Well, we didn't start till just after 8 o'clock.
Very true. A little bit smoother, too, when it comes to this power play for the Blizz. Very impressive.
Well, they're starting to set up a little bit, right?
And the peppering of the shots, you can tell it's starting to click a little bit here.
Pollock has got it. Pollock hangs on, shoots it. Peck got a right pad on that one. Out of the box, look out. Lalamier will pick it up. Lalamier in behind the D, rushes to the front of the net. He'll jam it in, and it's going to be a goal. So Lalamier on the penalty box will make his way to the front of the net, and that was a real tough one there for Pagurtney, because the Blizzard D-man rode him right in the net. He had no chance. He couldn't come out and cut off the angle.
Again, just a missed assignment there. Still Pagurtney.
Well, I mean, not really. He played the guy. He did the best he could. Just unfortunately where they were on the ice.
Very true. Yeah, that's true.
Lalamier will score. What a preseason he's had, like we mentioned. 12 points now. That's his 5th goal. That'll be probably an unassisted goal as well. And the Bombers continue to pile up the goals here in this game. They get right back into it again. They're going to get Seitz an assist on that one. That's right, because somebody had to feed the puck up the ice to get it to him. That makes sense. The puck is lifted out. There's a chance now for the Blizzard, picking it up in full stride is Kelly. He's across the line. Fed that back out front to Monius, a little bit behind him. Brehot, a short-handed goal, will chip it back to center. That's picked up here by Desba. Desba will send that back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Mounier. Monius got a piece of that one. Monius to the blue line. Puck is held in, lifted towards the front of the Bomber net. And Brehot's stick gets knocked away from him, and Peck will cover up the side of the Bomber net. We'll get a face-off. Once again, back in Flin Flon territory with 9:45 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, shot clock is still pretty close, 22-16.
You're right. Flin Flon put up 59 against Swan River yesterday.
Of course, they crossed 60 against the Blaze in that second game.
That's right. They had 20 shots each period that night. But the shots have been tighter. Bombers been able to capitalize, though, on their opportunities in this game. That's really the difference right now. Yakimchuk tried to get on top of the puck as was sent in deep in the zone. Tomchuk lost the handle. Came outside the Bomber line. Fired back in that time by Witron. Here's Holmes. Back to center ice. Donovan after it. Knocked away from him. Holmes will cut it off at center. He'll fire it right back in. It goes off the skate that time of the Blizzards' Tomchuk. We'll try to move the puck ahead. It does come out. Yakimchuk knocked it down. Puck will come out, but right back on the stick that time. Once again, Carlson redirects that up into the glass and out of play with 8:52 to go in the second period. 50-50, not bad. So we're going to go home with a good chunk of change here tonight. Not as many Blizzard fans here as we saw the first time they were here.
Well, you know what? I think the fans are gearing up for an in-division matchup tomorrow. Of course, Swan Valley coming to town. The last preseason game before ultimately we're off in the regular season. And Swan Valley, a team on the up and up. That's going to be a very interesting matchup for tomorrow.
Pollock set to take the face-off here against Lees. They'll go to center ice here after it went up in the Blizzard bench. Here comes Ryder Muker right off the face-off, trying to feed that back up front to Ewan. Gets there anyway. Got a couple whacks at it, but a nice job by the netminder to find it. Yeah, Pagurny will go down and grab that one. Bombers getting in, trying to slap that puck, and a few Blizzard players taking exception to that, as they normally do. Nobody likes to see anybody try to slap a puck away from the goalie.
And of course, Podgurney, you got to stick up for him. That still kind of thinking back on that one sequence where Flin Flon was just firing, everything and throwing everything but the kitchen sink. I mean, he's looked really good so far.
Yeah, you can't be faulted. Well, I guess the first one he gave the puck up, but the second one certainly.
What can you do?
The defenseman rode the player right into him. He had no chance to defend.
Very smooth play from the Bombers.
Joey Lee's back out there for the Bombers, lining up for the face-off here against the Blizzards Michaud. Bombers jump on it inside the Blizzard zone. Here's a chance for Lees. Fired it over top of the net, just missed. Lees had a nice shot there, just a little bit over top of the right bar. Pinching in from the left point that time was Petard. He overskated it. Ewan tried to knock that one down. Stays after it, falls down. Puck stays inside the Blizzard zone. Pashon is after it. Flin Flon holds it in. Here's Petard. A shot will redirect off of the Blizzard D-man DeCoste, and that'll go over the glass and out of play. 8:10 to go in the second period. And Flin Flon in front 7-0. Was 5-0 after one. A couple of goals here. Another shorthanded goal by Brehot, and then Lalamere right out of the penalty box, able to go in on a breakaway for his fifth of the preseason. Boy, this Lalamere, maybe another fun player to watch here in Flin Flon this season. Off the face-off, the Bombers will dump the puck back inside Blizzard territory. Picked up quickly by Bourdon. He'll lift it back to Bomber blue line. Mounier, that one got blocked. Lalamere will throw it back across the Blizzard line. Now it's picked up and fed out. Knocked down at center ice this time by Kelly. Kelly lost a handle. Puck comes back to the Bombers side of center. Picked up here by Mounier. He'll chop that one back in Blizzard territory. Mounier getting into it below with Linklater. Gave him a little bit of a whack across the ankle. But Flon will get the puck back inside the Blizzard zone. Lalamere knocked down back of the goal. Here comes Monius in the corner for Kelly. Back of the goal for Kurtz. Look out. I don't know where that went, but I went behind the beam here. It looked like it was coming right up here. Out of play somewhere. Where the heck did that go?
You know what? It just skimmed right in front of us. Not so much, but it was. I can see why you backed up there.
I just saw it coming in this direction, and you don't wait.
You got out of there, yeah.
So face-off will stay inside. That was close. How close was that?
I don't know. Maybe not as close as I thought. I kind of backed up too, to be honest.
Face-off inside the Blizzard zone to the left of the goaltender. Podgurney, puck will come out. Flin Flon will throw it back in. Podgurney stopped that. Puck picked up in the corner by Arbery. Back to the stick, trying to jam that one in. He's knocked down. Nice body check that time by Desma. Blizzard trying to get some offense going. Puck comes back in Flin Flon territory. Yakimchuk trying to get away here from Lorenz. Lorenz will let it go to the corner. It's picked up this time by Witron. Left point held in that time by Mowat. Lorenz back out front, but can't get the shot away. Got hooked up there. Here come the Bombers looking to get something going, but that one redirected at center ice. That's Mowat. And again, the puck will go up inside the Blizzard bench. They'll blow that down with 6.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Shots, not that bad. 24-16 in Flin Flon's favor in this game.
And again, penalties kind of at a minimum right now. Really, both squads are just going back and forth. And
yeah, we've only had 3 minor penalties in the whole game.
A lot cleaner than the second game back at the Roy.
Off the face-off, the Blizzard try to get things going. They'll throw it back in the Flin Flon zone. That's Mounier. Look out back at the. How many times has the puck gone on the Blizzard bench tonight?
A few times.
10?
Yeah, good reflexes from the team, that's for sure.
Yeah, they got to be constantly watching over there. The puck has flown on that Blizzard bench countless times in this game.
And no cages on any single player, so you got to be mindful where that puck goes.
Face-off, it went off a Bomber, so the face-off is going to come back inside Flin Flon territory. This time to the right of the netminder, Devin Peck, who's made the saves he's had to make tonight. Blizzard win the draw. L'Esperance is after it, though. Ahead to Donovan, and puck comes back to Ulmer. Had a good chance the last time he was out there. But it's the Blizzard that have the puck. That's Carlson. Back across the Bomber line. Lost the handle. That comes back to blue line. Held in. Fired on target that time by Apperly. Off the glove that time of Peck. Tomchuk is after it. Back of the goal. Tried to come back out front. Intercepted by Ulmer, and he'll play that one back over to L'Esperance. L'Esperance made a good move at center. Feeds it ahead to Donovan. Donovan dropped that one back to Batard, but knocked away in the corner that time by Mowat. Bombers trying to converge on it once again deep in Blizzard territory. But it's Kelly that comes up with it for the Blizzard. Kelly to center with Carlson. Takes the pass. Carlson back out front to Kelly. Gets a weak shot away. Kind of got tied up there with the Bomber D-man. Batard had a hold of him, and Carlson mixing things up behind the Bomber net again. I think this time, him and Mounier have been kind of at each other all night. I wouldn't be shocked to see them maybe dance in the third period.
I mean, we'll wait and see, but with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left, still a little bit left in the second period. Again, still liking what I see from Carter Kelly. He's getting his chances here. That one wasn't really the best shot on goal, but then again, he was maybe moving a bit too fast there. Did not get the proper shot.
The Bomber hooked him up a little bit there, too.
Exactly.
Here's Ryder Muka. Fanned on the puck. Got it back to center. Muka then swatted away. Intercepted that time by Linklater. Set back in the Flin Flon zone. Peck will stop it back of the goal here for Pashon. In the corner for Holmes. Picked up by Ryder Muka. Nice pass to center. On the tape to Ewan across the Blizzard line. Had to come back out front to Lees, but he got tangled up that time with Belanger. Bombers trying to dig it free. They do back of the goal. Good work here by Ewan. Back to blue line. Holmes a shot. I think that ended up hitting Muka in front of the net. Monias will tap into the boards. Picked up here by Ewan. He's held up that time by Belanger. Monias will carry it to center. Monias will pick it up. He'll flip the puck in. Try to grab it inside the Flin Flon zone. Tied up in the corner by Holmes. Here's Muka. Feeds it back to Ewan. Dumps it in. He'll go off for a change. And Paderny will throw that to the corner. Good pace again here as the puck is set back down the ice on Flin Flon. Peck makes the save. Leaves it for Batard. Headmans it to Lalemire. He'll flip that one up the middle, looking for Alexander. Intercepting the Blizzard blue line that time by Desva. Blizzard get it back at Flin Flon territory. Puck will roll back to the Bomber net. They'll flip it ahead. Here comes Alexander. Alexander like a firecracker after it. Alexander kicks it towards the front of the net, and waiting for it that time. Podgurtny will get his mitt on that. Another face-off back inside the Blizzard zone at 3:57 to go in the second period. And at times tonight, Mike, we've seen some pretty good pace, some pretty good skating.
Again, again, it's all about evaluation in preseason. Obviously the score doesn't really say much. For the level of play. Obviously, the Bombers have been doing, they've been doing great so far. But the Blizz still, having flashes of good moments.
Off the face-off, a good chance for Reed Arbery. He'll fire that over top of the Blizzard net. Puck set back in Flin Flon territory. Reed Arbery back to collect that. He'll take off the center. Here comes Arbery. Up the wing. Back to Arbery. Nice deflection. Good save again.
Great glove save.
But Podgurtny reaches up and grabs that one on the redirection. And I'll tell you what, without Podgerney, I think Flin Flon could be in double figures in goals here in this period.
You know, that might be true. I think Podgerney's really keeping the Blizz in this game right now. It's a matter of time, though, that the Blizz really, help them out a little bit, put some points on the board, and maybe, put some pressure on the Bombers.
White's taking a lineup for the face-off here against Isaac Tomchuk inside the Blizzard zone, the right of the goaltender. What a night it's been for Kevin Podgerney. Out of Quebec as well. Maybe you know some of these Quebec guys that Flin Flon has. He's been good. Blizzard will dump it back at Flin Flon territory. Holmes is there. And look out, Carlson on top of him as they bang into each other here in Flin Flon territory. Puck fired on target. Look out, here comes Carlson. He wants a piece of Fashon this time.
Big smile on his face, too.
Yeah, he's doing his job out there tonight, is he not?
I think so. Loves what he loves what he does, that's for sure.
3:22 remaining in the second period. The face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. To the right of the Flin Flon Bomber netminder, Devin Peck. Big face-off here. Tomchuk for the Blizzard lining up against Wyatt Stitten of Flin Flon. Was it back to Carlson? A shot, didn't miss by much. Hit a stick and just went wide. Brehot, back of the goal. Feeds that ahead to Arbery. He'll tap that one back to Holmes. Holmes has got it off the glass, got it back to center. Goes through the legs that time of Apperly, but he regroups and gets it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Fashon forced back of his own net. And we got a little bit of a stare down going on here between Peck and the Blizzard's Tomchuk. Good. Bombers moving ahead. Quick pass to Brehot. Brehot, a short-handed goal here tonight, will skate the puck across the Blizzard blue line. Whack Carlson. Carlson got right back up. Puck cleared to center. Grabbed here by Batard. And look out, we're going to get more things happening. Arbery wants Carlson. And comes over and gives him a couple of shots. The linesman right in there. I think both these guys want to go. And the linesman says that's not going to happen. Of course, the crowd doesn't like that. So Carlson looking to drop the mitts here with Reed Arbery. Carlson been a thorn in the side for Flin Flon. Like I said, Mike, way back to when they were warming up before this game.
And the refs were really, and the linesmen too, were really, really quick to break that up. It's, obviously as a hockey fan, it's unfortunate, but then again, though, you don't want to see these guys get hurt. It's only the preseason. Let's maybe save that energy for the regular season. But then again, though, a great way to really, kickstart the Blizz when it comes to having that competitive drive to finish out this second period.
Now, it's interesting, and we saw this here last night, Mike. A couple situations that were similar to this, and the old ruling used to be you drop your gloves, whether you throw a punch or not, you're out. We didn't see it last night. Both these guys are going to stay in the game here. Both Carlson and Arbery dropped their gloves and tried to get out of here. And like I said, even a year ago, you took your gloves off, you're out of the game.
Interesting.
But I don't know if they've changed that rule or what's going on. They're both still in there.
Maybe the refs are giving them a little bit of leeway.
Well, they didn't really have a chance to really do much there.
Exactly.
It will be interesting, though. I think that Carlson tries somebody before this game's over.
I mean, I'm not going to hold you to it. He's been, like you said, a thorn in the Bombers' side this whole game, really, even at warm-up, too.
2:38 remaining second period, 27-18 the shots in favor of Flin Flon here tonight. Looks like the Blizzard are going to take the initial penalty here. So maybe that's why Arbery went after Carlson. Maybe something happened before that. Just a second power play for Flin Flon in this game. Arctic Beverages Pepsi power play. And of course, Lees takes face off. Go ahead there, Mike.
Of course, you got to go back to that first PK for the Blizz. They look fantastic. Let's see if they do the same this time around.
Bombers win the draw. Leo Seitz, that shot got blocked, hit a skate. Lees will pick it up. It goes back to point to Fashon, right back to Lees. Lees has got it. Here's Fashon. Leo Seitz walks in, shoots it off the post, and rolls in the net.
What a goal.
Off the post, and then I think it hit Podgerney and went in, and Leo Seitz will get his second of the night and the fourth of the preseason here. And that only took 16 seconds on the power play, and the Bombers are 1 for 2. And like we said, at a 50% efficiency on the power play coming into tonight. And just a lot of room for Seitz. He could have done pretty much whatever he wanted there.
Yeah.
And he just decided to hang on, finally shot the puck and off the post. And then as Podgerney was looking back, I think he knocked it in his own net.
It was a bad bounce, right, but a great goal nonetheless. And Podgerney wants that one back for sure.
So Seitz will get it. Second of the game, fourth of the preseason. And the Bombers offense continues here tonight. Flin Flon looking for more. That's broken up at center. Comes back to Bomber blue line. Grabbed here by Lorenz of the Blizzard. He'll throw it in. Lorenz took a bit of a run that time, and Mounier just missed him. Joey Lees gets one assist. I'm not sure if they added the second one or not. We'll find out, though. Lorenz will pick it up. He'll put the puck back inside the Flin Flon zone. Waiting to get it here is Holmes back of his own net. Plays that one back to Yakimchuk, but intercepted up at center ice by Desba. He knocks down Yakimchuk. Desba will get it. Flin Flon got it back. That's Ulmer. Going to come back to Donovan. Look out. He gets drilled that time by Desba. Meanwhile, the puck will roll back in on the Blizzard netminder. Another penalty coming up here against Northern Manitoba, Mike. So I guess when you get down a bunch of goals, frustration starts to come out, right?
Yeah, that's one thing they shouldn't do, right? They got to be cool, calm, collected. Still another period on the way, right? Of course, we did start late. They got to keep that in mind. The penalties are, starting to flow in a little bit, which is, something you don't want to see.
So a minute 24 to go in the second period. And it is another Flin Flon Bomber power play, their third of the game. They're 1 for 2. Stitton will come out there along with Lalamere, who of course has a goal here tonight. And they're joined as well by L'Esperance. They're changing things up. They're giving everybody a chance to play on the power play. Bombers drop it back to Mounier. Picked up here by Lalamere. Back out front. There's a one-timer that time by Alexander. Kicked out that time once again by Podgerdny. Alexander back of the Blizzard net. His team on the power play throws it back out front at the blue line. Puck bouncing. Knocked down here by Lalamere. In the corner it goes to Stitton. Blue line from Mounier. Back out front. Alexander. One-timer he whipped on. Alexander will get it back. Alexander the further down a shot. Podgerdny there. He'll make the save with L'Esperance on the doorstep. And a lot of room for Flin Flon to wheel and deal out there. Yeah,
I mean, again, like we've mentioned a plethora of times, this Bomber team on the power play, they're elite right now. I know it's preseason, but still, I mean, what a great sight to see, especially with the regular season just around the corner.
Bombers pulling away in the shots, 31-18 in the game. It's 18-7 here in the second period, but the power plays are helping that cause. Alexander off the face-off, gets it back the blue line. That's knocked down that time by Betard. There's Lalamere. Through traffic, a shot that got blocked that time by Belanger. They remained in the front of the Blizzard net. And puck is picked up and set outside the zone that time by Pollock. So 57 seconds to go in the power play and 20 seconds remaining here in the second period. Bombers will start off from square one at their own blue line. Here's the quick pass. Lalamere tried to come back out front. Pollock got a stick on it. Chipped that one back to Belanger. Here's a short-handed break now. Feeds that back to Whitrock. Whitrock short-handed gets in and gets a good backhander away, and Peck will stop him. Now we'll get a face-off back in the Bomber zone with 1.5 seconds to go, but I think that's Whitrow's second short-handed break in this game.
Yeah, that was the second breakaway there, and it's a shame because, two great looks for him. But you know what, Peck, he's doing his job right now. He's playing a great game.
That's going to do it for the second period here tonight. The Bomber is able to add 3 more goals, and we'll take an 8-0 lead here into the third period tonight. We'll take a break. The second intermission show straight ahead here for the North of 53 Consumers Co-op. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second period scoring summary. Tim Babcock, the Bomber president, promised me he'd be coming up here tonight. Hopefully he still makes his way up to the booth. And, of course, we'll take a look at the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard as well. Lots of fun stuff still to come from the Whitney Forum. All Bombers here in the Battle of Northern Manitoba. Second intermission show for the Co-op straight ahead on 102.9 CFER and 102.9 CJAR, as well as Flin Flon and the Paw online.com.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North, specializing in
pretty
RTM
sure, yeah,
homes
we
and
have
foundations,
23
and
total
are also
left,
proud
but-
supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years. They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for. Gourmet pizza is back at Chicken Chef. Yes, it's the triumphant return of full flavor. Enjoy the house-made meat sauce on the meatballer pizza. Spice things up with the Thai chicken. Balance sweet and spicy with the Hawaiian, or keep it classy with Chicken Chef's Italian classic CC's Margarita Pizza with their signature dough. Let your taste buds lead you with the gourmet pizza menu at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home. Creighton Furniture understands that you don't want just any appliance or piece of furniture. No, you want appliances and furniture that make a statement. And Creighton Furniture has what you need to create the feel, function, and features you want in your home, including great prices on upright freezers, retro fridges, and furniture with the colors you've been dreaming of. Make a statement by shopping at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, 688-7587.
Shane's is your go-to place for a smile. And with Samsung electronics, headphones, tablets, phones, laptops, and more, back to school will make everyone smile. While you're at Shane's, check out all their school accessories, desks, supplies, and furniture. You will see how easy it is to get back to school. Samsung is dedicated to making it easy with all their back-to-school products. So go to Shane's at the Utinike Mall and see how Samsung and Shane's will get your family back to school with a smile.
Jim's Custom Doors and Windows is your trusted local windows, doors, and blind store. But did you know they also install overhead doors? And did you know that a properly installed overhead door can help protect your home against extreme weather, help you save on your energy bill, and can increase the value of your home by up to 4%? Well, if you didn't,
10 seconds.
You do. Plus, they also have lock and key services, helping you protect your home from the elements. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. Call them today, 687-7071.
All righty, welcome back to Whitney Forum. Once again, preseason hockey action here tonight. Battle of Northern Manitoba, the Bombers and Blizzard. Mike Picklick, of course, with us here tonight. And he's going to give us the second period scoring summary, once again, courtesy of the gang down at Northland Ford.
Of course, back-to-back penalties were had, just under the 10-minute mark. The first one, Lucas Lorenz boarding at the 5-minute mark. Then Nathan Lalamere, too many men on the ice near the 7-minute mark. And then a shorthanded goal was scored by Hudson Brehot. That came in near the 8:30 mark. Shortly after, really a minute later, Nathan Lalamere scored. The assist came from Leo Seats. And then shortly after, or more so near the 18-minute mark, 17-minute mark rather, Reed Arbery with the roughing call. Another roughing call then by Nick Carlson. At the same time, it was served by Lane Apperly. And then another 10-minute misconduct rather came in shortly after for Nick Carlson. And then just before the end of the period, Leo Seitz scored, Joey Lees with the assist, and Xavier Fichon with the assist as well. And then really the last and final penalty of the second period, it was Ashton Zeba with the checking to the head penalty.
So that was what that was called at the end of the period there. Okay. The Bombers outshot the Blizzard 19-8 in that period. The Bombers a two-period total of 31, and the Blizzard a two-period total right now of 19. And again, special teams a big part of the game. The Bombers 1 for 2 on the power play, 36 seconds remaining. 1 for 3 on the power play. Blizzard have Flin Flon has 36 seconds remaining in the third power play, so 1 for 2. But the big stat for them tonight, the 2 shorthanded goals.
I mean, that's something you don't want to see, right? Shorthanded goals.
And they could have another one.
They could have had another one. The one thing I'm looking at too, though, Justin Whitrow, what a game from him. The 2 breakaway misses. I mean, you gotta get those, right? Obviously, he knows that. I'm sure, head coach and GM Ty Vallon knows that. But again, a lot of these guys still learning their roles, still learning, what they need to do in order to make the team. Third period, going to be interesting to see what the Blizz do.
Well, like you said, they got to get ready for that. That's a big one tomorrow night against the Swan Valley Stampeders for so many reasons. But again, you're going to see a lot of Blizzard guys that they traded for that did not make the trip today. Ty Vallon mentioned in his half of the coaches show before the game. We'll see a lot of new faces tomorrow night there. Big one, like you said, at the Roy Johns Arena, but momentum. I think the Blizzard need to come out and win this third period.
I think that's pivotal when it comes to going into tomorrow's game. Again, Swan Valley, an in-division rival. They're a team that's they've been kind of on the downhill a little bit these past couple of years. They want to, right the wrong. They want to go on the up and up here, and what better way to do so than to pick up a win tomorrow against the Blizz. However, the Blizz, they think the same thing. Reigning champions, they have that championship mindset, and they're going to bring the pace and set the pace tomorrow as they look to pick up their first win of the preseason.
We'll see if they can set up the pace and win the third period here tonight. A big period for them. We'll take thanks, Mike. We'll take a quick break. Tim Babcock has remembered. He's up here. The new Flin Flon Bomber president will join us next. We'll get his comments momentarily. Once again, the second intermission show for the Co-op will continue on both 102.9 CFER, 102.9 CJAR, and of course, Flin Flon and the Paw online.com. Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helped the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
Gourmet Pizza is back at Chicken Chef. Yes, it's the triumphant return of full flavor. Enjoy the house-made meat sauce on the meatballer pizza. Spice things up with the Thai chicken. Balance sweet and spicy with the Hawaiian, or keep it classy with Chicken Chef's Italian classic, CC's Margarita Pizza with their signature dough. Let your taste buds lead you with the Gourmet Pizza menu at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
Hudbay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much
10
more.
seconds.
Hudbay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hudbay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
And welcome back to Whitney Forum as promised. Tim, the real deal Babcock, will join us, the new Flin Flon Bomber president. And is this your first official interview as the new president?
I guess so. First live on the air, for sure, yeah.
Well, here we are, Tim. A start to another year. Of course, you've been with the Bombers in lots of different capacities throughout the years. How you enjoying being president so far?
You know, you're right. I've been around the team pretty much my entire adult life, and I've done a lot of jobs, and there's been a lot of, good boards and volunteers, and so far, so good, We've got a lot of... there's a lot of things you don't think about, I guess, and we're finding out, or I'm finding out, some of the things that happen behind the scenes that you're not aware of until you're the guy wearing the hat. But wear a lot of hats too. So tonight I've been doing some security and taking tickets at the door and just helping out wherever we need help. And
that's all a part of being a board member. Unfortunately, sometimes you can't watch much of the games.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Tim, quite the game here tonight. You and I were chatting before we went to air. I a little surprised again by this score. I mean, the Bombers look good in the preseason. I thought it might be a little bit tighter tonight, but boy, they've had some big explosions here. They've scored 22 goals and 30 goals now in the last 3 games, including the 8 here tonight. And boy, I think they're kind of hoping for maybe a bit of a tighter game here tonight.
Yeah, I certainly expected one, and I thought the Blizzard came out better in the second period than they did in the first, but they just couldn't get any traction, and we got a goal early and then a goal, a little bit later on, and well, if you take away the 5-on-5 goals, it's 2-0 on the shorthanded goals, so we're firing on all cylinders right now, and preseason's a little bit. It's a little bit hard to judge what you have, but it gives you an opportunity to take a look and see who does what in different situations and who's making mistakes out there and who's correcting their mistakes. And I think that we've got a good team heading into the season. We knew that our defense was going to be strong, and we're not allowing a lot of goals, but I never would have thought they would be scoring 8 a game at this pace this early.
Their power play 50% coming in here tonight.
Yeah, I think I remember a game last year where we were up quite a bit and we threw out the fourth line as a power play and they scored 2 goals. And I think in preseason you haven't had a lot of time to work on things like that, so you're just keeping it simple. You put the big guy in front of the net and shots from the point and good things happen. And I think that it's working right now because they're not overthinking it, and And I think once you start getting into the systems, when they're working, it's great, and you're scoring at 25% or whatever. And but when it's not working, it's really frustrating.
Well, and that's the way hockey is. Momentum. Sometimes it feels you can do no wrong, and then when you're struggling, it feels like you can do nothing right. So it's a long season. The preseason, like you said, certainly tough to gauge. But I will say this: the guys that Mike's been putting out there obviously want to make this team and be part of obviously one of the most special organizations here right across the country, which I guess is one of the biggest reasons why you wanted to jump in and be president. Tim, is that something that just kind of came upon? Was something you were thinking about for a while? How did that how did this opportunity kind of present itself for you?
Well, I think we've known for a little while that Travis was looking to step down. He'd been doing it for quite a long time, and
he did announce that at the awards banquet that he was.
Yeah,
down,
so that opened the door for somebody to step up and take over, and it's something that I've always considered, that I might do in the future, and wasn't really sure if this was going to be the year. But when the opportunity presented itself, I did talk to a lot of people and see if there was anybody else that might be interested. We're known for developing talent and things like that, but it's a good opportunity too for somebody who's passionate about the game and maybe wants to build their resume and that sort of thing. So I didn't want to step on anybody's toes or
I hear you.
But
so heading into this year, Tim, and maybe it's too early to ask you this question, but I'll throw it out there anyway. Biggest challenges for you as the new president coming in? Too early to answer that?
Yeah, it's pretty early. Right now, it's just all the moving pieces and lots of changes with the organization, with some of our coaching staff moving on and office staff and things like that. So there's a lot of new people and shoes being filled. That the work's being spread around by a smaller group of people maybe than it was last year, while we look to fill some of those holes. So right now we've got a good core, and most of our board members came back, so everybody knows what their responsibilities are and what it takes to run this organization. And it's not something that one or two people can do on their own. It's a full team effort.
Well, it's a big thing in the offseason. Of course, you had to get Mike Reagan re-signed for a 2-year deal, and then you ended up losing longtime assistant coach Cole McKay, so you had to fill that spot as well. So that was a couple of things that happened right off the hop. And the big thing that I look at it challenge-wise, Tim, and I'll get your thoughts on it, is anytime, Travis leaves the club in a pretty good spot. Yes, the team hasn't won a championship, but they've been close, and they've been in the Final 2 or Final 4 almost every year. It's an organization that people respect. It's an organization a lot of people want to play for. And case in point with yourself, it's an organization a lot of people want to be involved with. So that's got to be a challenge to try and keep this club on top.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different, even looking at why are we here? We're obviously we want to provide a good product on the ice for the fans. We also want to give the players an opportunity and a good chance to succeed here and then succeed elsewhere in life. And we're not just putting a product on the ice to be able to make enough money to put another team on the ice next year. We want everybody to be successful, and that's from the coach on down. And we're in a really good spot. Like you said, the Travis left us in a good position. And he's still involved with the organization too. He's not. It's not like he's just walking away and leaving us hanging here. He's still helping out with different things and has offered his services to anybody who needs help moving forward. So I think that we've had the benefit of his leadership the last seven or so years as president, and we can't thank him enough for what he did. So,
like I said, you always want to leave an organization better than when it had it, and he certainly leaves in a good spot here. And obviously having Mike back are critical as well. With again, look at the skilled players we have here. And the thing is, this team could change drastically between now and January, depending on who becomes available. So it's always fun to watch these teams and see what happens. But any other comments you want to throw out there before we wrap this up?
No, I just know that it's early, and there's lots of people waiting to see how this season unfolds and see what kind of team we put on the ice. And I know that it's going to be a good one. And I just want to thank the parents out there that are listening who have sent their kids off for the first time. And we're going to have lots of rookies on the team again this year, and we're looking forward to seeing all the parents on Parents' Weekend coming up and things like that, and just want to thank them for trusting us with their hockey player children. And
nice set of glasses, by the way. I'm not kidding you. When you came up into this booth, I didn't know if it was Tim Babcock or Elton John. So a nice set of glasses there. Life treating you well, Tim. Thanks for joining us. Good luck, the new president of the Bombers, and here's hoping another great season here at the one and only Whitney Forum. And let's face it, no better place to watch Junior A hockey than here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rob.
Tim Babcock, the new Flin Flon Bomber president, will take one last break. Come back with Mike Picklick. He'll have the out-of-town scoreboard from McDonald's, and, of course, we'll have third-period action as well. Bombers and Blizzard battle in northern Manitoba continues. 102.9 CFBR, 102.9 CJAR, and, of course, Flin Flon and the Paw online.com.
KFC's new menu. It's a pickle palooza packed with loaded pickle fries and fried pickle chips.
Positive?
Plus, profoundly prioritize the new pickle sandwich with 2 different kinds of pickles.
On a perfect
14 after this.
Precisely.
For third period, you have 9.
Pickle Pepsi?
May sound preposterous, but it's particularly palatable. KFC, park your porch pronto.
The limited time pickle menu at KFC.
2 more after this. Got it.
It's finger pickin' put.
That's finger licking good.
Pardon.
Back to school season is on at the North of 53 Co-op. Not only can you find everything for a balanced lunch, but try new Co-op Gold Snack Mix to fuel the whole family. With savory garlic parmesan, bold coffee lovers to a new spin on peanut butter and jam that are only at the Co-op. And visit the deli to feed everyone from the kindergartner to the soon-to-be grad with meat sliced just how they like it. It's back to school at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Honda is home to Canada's #1 selling portable generator brand. It's powerful, reliable, and available to you thanks to RAG 1987 Limited in the Paw. They have light and compact CSA-approved Honda portable gas-powered backup generators, so you'll never be left in the dark. You can even save $500 on the ultra-quiet 7000 IES Honda power generator by getting it at RAG, located at 105 2nd Street West. RAG is your exclusive dealer to certified Honda parts in the Paw.
Welcome back to Whitney Forum. The two teams are going to step back on the ice, which will give us a time to take a look at the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard.
For those who want to know the score about the Bomber Ticats game, 32-21 for the Ticats final score. Of course, happening right now in the CFL. The Lions 14, Red Blacks 10. 10 minutes and 47 seconds left in the second quarter. Moving on to the MLB, the Rockies 4, the Padres 1. They are at the bottom of the fifth. Also happening in baseball, the Athletics taking on the Reds 1-0 for the Athletics. Almost at Oakland. They're at the bottom of the third. And then
how about the Blue Jays there, Mike? How are they doing tonight?
Let's take a peek at the Blue Jays. 6-1 final score against the Orioles. So you're happy.
Well, I think all of Canada's happy. What else you got?
Of course, happening in the SJ, Verdun Estevan 2-2 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Also happening in the world of the SJ, Humboldt 4. Melford 0, second period just wrapped up. Melville 4, Yorkton 4, Melville 5, Yorkton 4. The third period just started. Moving on to the MJHL, Dauphin, Deepawa 6-6. Final score. I guess there was no shootout, or maybe no update when it comes to that. And that's pretty much it.
All righty, we're underway here in the third period. The Bombers got 16 seconds remaining on a power play. As they have the puck at their own blue line, there's a stretch pass for Joey Lees. 3 points for him tonight. That's docked away. Yakimchuk will dock it down at center. Look out. Lorentz took a run at him. Lorentz has thrown some pretty big body checks this game. Remember, of course, he fired that one off on Bigelow and sent him right out of the game altogether. Penalty's over, and Flin Flon is 1 for 4 on the power play tonight. Now we're back to 5 aside. The puck sent in front of the Blizzard net. That's kicked away that time by Pagurdny, who I'd have to say is probably the best Blizzard player in this game. Yakimchuk goes back in his own zone, had a guy draped all over him, lost the puck. It came right back out front, grabbed here by Kelly. Blue line, that one makes its way through traffic, just missed again. Kelly can't pick this one up. Lee's found on it, but got enough of it to get it out. Grabbed it center ice, fired back in that time by Moas. Here's Yakimchuk. Hit hard along the boards that time once again. Linklater, the body check there, and the Blizzard definitely coming out with a physical presence. There's Linklater, another hit. That time he hit Petard back at it. So again, we talked about coming out, winning this third period, making something happen. I'm sure Valen, the coach for the Blizzard, had something to say to his team after the second period, and they're coming out with a physical presence. And now they're going to get a chance offensively. Kelly across the Bomber line will bring it in, lost it at the last second. Puck poked out. Came back to center ice, scooped up that time by Mowat. Right on the stick that time of Seitz, though. Seitz has got 2 goals here tonight. He'll pick it up. He'll rip it inside the Blizzard zone. Pagurtny stopped that back of his net, played it along the boards. Seitz will get it again. Back out front. Alexander, a chance. That got blocked. Blizzard play it ahead. Puck comes back to center. Holmes overskates it, goes back to get it. Alexander will chip that back in Blizzard territory. Belanger there. Played it ahead to Mowat. Mowat up the left wing. Puck will come back in from the Bomber net. Grabbed here by Holmes. Up the boards to Muka. Lost the handle. Goes back to the Bomber net. Picked up by Holmes. Feeds that one back to Fashon. Fashon outside the zone. It'll go inside the Blizzard zone. Right for the brace for the puck. Here comes Muka after it. Muka got tied up. Couldn't get the shot away. There's Stitton in the corner. Here's Wyatt Stitton. Fights off a check. Gets it back to Muka. Vladimir Muka, 8 goals in the preseason, but the Blizzard have done a good job containing him tonight. Now we got another penalty being handed out here, Mike Pickwick. Slashing penalty going to be handed out this time to the Blizzards to Cost. He and Stitton are still having a conversation. The Cost with a whack on him, and Bombers back on the power play here for the 5th time in this game.
Again, a little bit unfortunate. You want to see the Blizz, wrap up this period on a high note. Some examples. I think they got to kind of neutralize the Bombers in the offensive end, right? Let's keep that score at 8 for the Bombers. And, of course, put some pucks in the net, right? Test Peck a little bit here. Obviously, he's made some big-time saves, but I think they need to pepper him a little bit more in order to, really test him and maybe break him a tap.
Yakimchuk will fire that one on target. Pagurtny saw it all the way, got his blocker on that, and Blizzard will skate away 2-on-2, shorthanded at center. They give up 2 shorthanded goals tonight. I'm sure they like to get a shorthanded goal to try and get one back. Bombers will go to work inside their own zone. Here's the drop pass. Mounier, nice move. Here comes L'Esperance across the Blizzard line, now knocked away from him and fed back down inside Flin Flon territory. Yakimchuk will retrieve the puck at the side of his own net. 1:25 to go in the Flin Flon power play. 16.5 to go in the 3rd period. Here's the pass. L'Esperance over to Mounier. Mounier will pinch in. He had a nice shorthanded goal earlier tonight. Back to Yakimchuk. Beats that one over in the corner for Donovan. Donovan along the boards. He'll hang on to it. Donovan for Ulmer. Ulmer can't get a stick on it. Goes back in the net. Flin Flon will try to work it out from there. Ulmer has it. Nice pass out front. Mounier, though, can't pick it up. That's picked up here by Monias. And he'll slap it down the ice. A race for it now. Yakimchuk goes back, and he had Chalupiak on top of him. They collide back of the net. And here's the pass to L'Esperance for Flin Flon. L'Esperance at center. Made a good move there. He'll hang on to it. L'Esperance, the drop pass. Deshaun wasn't expecting it. Played it ahead to Ewan. Can't get a stick on it. Puck picked up here and fired back. Look out. That one almost went in. Took a funny hop, and it had the Bomber netminder Peck going in the wrong direction. We've seen goals scored like that in this building before. Anybody remember the SJHL first-round series against the Estevan Bruins a couple of years back? That was the series-clinching goal. In a hard-fought 7-game series against the Bruins, almost identical, hit the partition and almost went in. But Sean will pick it up back of the Bomber net. Headmans this one to Muka. He'll tap that one in for Lees. Lees is after the puck, but knocked down back of the goal by Belanger. There's a big body check there. Ewan steps into his guy. Belanger, look out, and behind the D. Chance for a shorthanded break that time for the Blizzards' Michaud, but it rolls to the front of the Bomber net, and Peck will grab it and hang on. That'll do it for the power play. And the Bombers, just a 1 power play goal tonight. So there's a bit of a moral victory there for the Blizzard.
I do think that's a positive. Of course, when you think of last year's team, the PK rather was one of the best in the league, if not, number 1. You want that to continue on into this season.
Face off inside the Flin Flon zone. We're back to 5 aside. Like we mentioned, the Blizzard have killed the Bomber power play for Arctic Beverages here tonight. There's a chance down for Stitton. He's flying across the Blizzard line. Wyatt Stitton walking in, and he ripped that over top of the net. Batard can hold it in. Rolls off his stick. Another penalty coming up here. Going to be a holding call this time. Who's going to get it?
Looks like it's number 20.
Yeah, it looks like another Blizzard power penalty. Mowat going to go this time. So Flin Flon right back on the power play. 14 and a half minutes remaining here in the third period. And tough for the Blizzard to win this period when you're killing penalties all the time.
Well, you know what? This PK unit, it's going to be tested. And like you said, if there's going to be one positive from tonight's matchup, it's going to be this PK. Let's see if they carry on that good play in this offensive series.
Les Bronx wins the face-off. Bombers go to work on the power play in the Blizzard zone. Les Bronx after it in the corner. He'll knock it away. Comes back out front. Ulmer will get a hold of it. So the Bomber fourth line getting more power play time. Mounier will hold it in. L'Esperance back to Ulmer through traffic, shot right on. Rebound picked up here back of the goal by Yakubchuk. Tried to come back out front. Nice job that time. Blocked and fired down the ice, courtesy of Whitrow. Mounier had his stick lifted back to net. The Blizzard trying to get something going here on the penalty kill. They'll play that back up the middle. Yakubchuk got a stick on it, tapped it back inside Blizzard territory. Grabbed here by Apperly. Lost his stick and couldn't get the puck up, but now is an opportunity. Intercepted here at center ice and picked up here by Whitrow. He's been the Blizzard best penalty killer. So he gets a chance again and just fired that one wide. By Whitrow on the penalty kill tonight's been money for the Blizzard. Flin Flon will get it back to center. Here comes Donovan down the left side, deep in Blizzard territory. Back out front to L'Esperance. Shot out front. And Bombers couldn't tap her home. Here's Lee's shot. That got partially blocked and picked up and fired down the ice that time by Boudron. 40 seconds to go in the Flin Flon power play. 13-10 remaining in the third period. Puck picked up on the fly here by Flin. Moves it quickly to Lees. Lees down the right side now inside the Blizzard zone. Lees along the wall. He'll drop it back to Flin at the blue line. Pass to Seitz. 2 tonight for him. Flin back to Lees. Top of the circle. A shot off the stick over top of the net. Monius after it can't clear, but it gets on the stick of Boudron. And he'll fire it down the ice. The Blizzard will get fresh penalty killers out there for the final 10 seconds. Here comes Flin. Back to Lees, up the right side, across the Blizzard line. Back to Flin. Left circle, Leo Seitz, back of the goal for Muka. Muka tried to jam it in, penalty over. As Mowat's back on the ice, so Flin Flon 1 for 6 in the power play. Now we got a collision and a conference in front of that Blizzard net, but another good penalty kill here for the Blizzard in this game.
Yeah, you know, one guy you really got to look at is Whitrow, of course, you know, great on the PK. Maybe another shot on goal from him. He seems to be a guy that's finding some lanes, but just not able to bury it.
No, their penalty kill's been good tonight. They killed 5 of the 6 Flin Flon Bomber power plays. 12:21 remaining. Shots are 33-19 Flin Flon, and of course a big 8-0 lead here. But again, if you're the Blizzard, you got to try and find a way to win this third period tonight. Get ready for their final preseason game tomorrow against the Swan Valley Stampeders, 7 o'clock once again at the Royce Johnson Arena. Wide Stitton can't get to the front of the net. Puck comes out. Bedard will knock it down for Flin Flon at center. Fed that one to Holmes, got it back. Lead pass this time for Brehot. Puck will roll in. Brehot after it. But getting there first was Desba. Otherwise, Brehot would have had a wide open forward in front of the net to throw that puck to. A little bit more battle by the Blizzard here in the third period. Boy, bodies flying all over the place. Lalamier, he might mix it up here. But Desba, he didn't like that shot along the boards. Desba come up and gave him a couple shots when he got back up. But play continues. Off the glove of Lalamier and glove pass, so they'll blow that one down. But start to see a little bit of pushing and shoving, getting interesting now, these confrontations in the corner there, Mike Picklick.
Absolutely. You know, again, you know, with 11 minutes left, obviously you're going to sense a little bit of frustration from the Blizz bench, but the Bombers not backing down, you know, as expected.
Face off outside the Flin Flon Bomber blue line, 11:31 to go in the third period. Another big face off here. The Bombers play that fourth line a lot here. Les Bronx took the face-off, won the face-off. Flin Flon will dump it in deep. Here comes Ulmer racing after it. Anderson got there first. Lost the handle, picked up here by Pollock. Pollock ahead to Kelly. Kelly then tried to get that back to center. Puck laying there, grabbed here by Mounier. He'll feed it back to Ulmer. Ulmer across the Blizzard line. Broke it up, puck comes back to center. Grabbed by Yakubchuk, and he'll fire it in. Blizzard netminder stops it back in his own net. That's Podgurdny. Puck will come back in Flin Flon territory. There's Mounier. Over to Ulmer, but couldn't pick up the pass. Bombers get it back. Les Bronson's got it to Donovan. Donovan walks in, a quick shot off the glove, and diving out to cover up the puck in front of him is Pagurtny, who, and I can tell you right now, he does not want to give up another goal here tonight. I can tell by the way he's been battling.
Yeah, you can tell. And you know what? He's really playing like a premier goalie. It's going to be very interesting to see how this kind of shakes out. The goalie room, of course, I'm talking about here. But Pagurtny, let in 3 goals, but has made some wicked saves for the Blizz.
He's been their best player.
I think that's true.
Seitz will take the face-off here against against Michaud. Bombers knock it down. They get a chance. There's an opportunity there for Alexander, but he can't fire it home. Holmes will keep it in. Back of the goal it goes. Picked up out front. Wide open. Oh, what a save by Pagurtny. He robbed Lalemieux. Call the police on that one. Absolute big save. Boy, that was gigantic. And I have a feeling that he might be locking up the #1 job here for the Blizzard, at least heading into the regular season. What a stop that was. He's been good tonight. Puck at center ice, picked up by Seitz. Seitz tries to get free. He'll rip it in. Pagurtny got a piece of it back of the goal. There's Lalemieux after it again. Tried to come back out front. Grabbed here by Michaud. Puck is flipped back to center ice. Monia's tried to get a stick on him, but knocked away by Meunier. Meunier, a nice opportunity to set Alexander alone, but it got deflected and picked up this time by Whitrow. Whitrow will play it back across the Bomber line. Monius is going to race in there and try to pick up the puck, but the Bombers have it. Meunier, pass to Lees at center. He'll chip it back inside Blizzard territory. And that's stopped back of the net that time by Pagurtny. Blizzard get it to center. Tomchuk puts himself offside and then takes a good body check along the boards here.
Well, Tomchuk's a little bit shaken up there.
He is, and Meunier came over and gave him an extra little shot after the fact as well. Tomchuk, you're right. He's down. He might be really hurt here.
Yeah, he's very shaken up.
Oh my goodness. They're calling for the trainer to get out of here fast, and he's moving. I felt the boards just shake below us there, Mike. He got hit hard.
Yeah, that's, again, just hopefully he's A-okay.
Yeah, no, you never want to see this.
Never, ever. And, of course, Jacob Hill very quick on top of it.
The players signaled right away, and the one Blizzard player out there, Mowat was trying to hold him up. And they've got another person with athletic expertise on the Blizzard bench as well, and he's coming out. They've got 2 or 3 guys working on this young man. And I really hope he's okay.
Again, Isaac Tomchuk, just a stud for the Blizz last year. Is entering his 3rd year, if he got his first season. Played a couple of games. Essentially had a cup of coffee with the Blizz in his first year, but again, he is just still lying down.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back here. 9:21 to go in the 3rd period. This is preseason hockey action on 102.9 CFER, 102.9 CJAR, and of course, footballthepawline.com. Thank goodness Tomchuk's up. We'll take a break.
Gourmet Pizza is back at Chicken Chef. Yes, it's the triumphant return of full flavor. Enjoy the house-made meat sauce on the meatballer pizza. Spice things up with
Sorry,
the
after this 7 in the
sweet
period.
and spicy with the Hawaiian, or keep it classy with Chicken Chef's Italian classic CC's
One more after
Margarita
this,
Pizza
Pat.
with their signature dough. Let your taste buds lead you with the Gourmet Pizza menu at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
Take advantage of Maytag's dependable savings event at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center on now until October 1st. You can save $100 when you purchase a qualifying laundry pair, save $150 when you purchase 2 qualifying kitchen appliances, or save $300 when you purchase 3 or more qualifying major kitchen appliances. Get hundreds of dollars in savings just by shopping Maytag. Get the appliances you've always wanted with the Maytag dependable savings event ending October 1st at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center.
Well, a 5-minute major penalty has been assessed against the Bombers here. I'm thinking it's Meunier. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and get the number here. Tomchuk did make it off the ice, and hopefully he's okay. And a 5-minute major penalty against the Bombers here. And when you see scores like this kind of get out of hand, these are the things that you worry about.
Yeah, exactly. Again, T's and P's going out to Tomchuk. I'm sure he's going to, like the Iron Man he is, he's going to be okay.
It is Meunier. His night's done. 5-minute major penalty. I'm assuming it's a hit from behind. I didn't see it. I just heard it.
Judging by where Tomchuk was when he was kind of hunched over, I'd say it was a hit from behind.
We'll wait for the announcement here tonight. The Blizzard will go on the power play, and we talk about winning the period. Here's an opportunity to do so. And we'll see if they can make good on that. And then remember, with a 5-minute major, they can score as many goals as you can.
Of course, and you know what? Play for a guy like Isaac Tomchak, definitely a veteran leader this season for the Blizz.
May end up being their captain this year.
That's exactly what I was thinking last game, exactly.
Bombers send it down the ice, so a 5-minute major penalty here. I'll get you to check the sheet here and get the official on that penalty there, Mike, if you could. Blizzard will pick up the puck. They'll move across the Bomber line. That's Apperly. He dumped it in. Lee's knocked it down. Look out. Knocked down in front of the net. Flin Flon will chip the puck out. Carlson's back in there after serving his 10-minute misconduct. We'll see what he can do. Anyway, that one broken up with a high stick, so 4:33 remaining in the major. 8:54 in the game.
Again, no update as of right now, but as soon as I get it, I'll let you know.
I'm assuming it's a hit from behind, but we'll wait for the official announcement. Again, I didn't see it, so I got to be careful, I guess, what I say, because I actually didn't see it, so I'm just assuming that. Apperly will fire it back in Flin Flon territory. There's Peck after it, high off the glass, but Blizzard holding it at the right point. That's Apperly.
Major boarding.
Puck picked up here by Alexander, shorthanded, one-on-one against Carlson. Alexander hangs on, gets a good chance, and put Gertney there to make the save, so major boarding is the call.
Major boarding, yep.
4:12 to go in the major penalty. 8:33 to go in the third period. Don't forget, Blizzard hosting Swan Valley once again tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at the Roach Johnson Arena.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. Against Swan Valley, I think they're going to be they're on the up and up this season. Again, you know, they made some great moves, and you know they're looking to get an above 500 season versus the past couple of years.
Blizzard dig the puck free. We'll see if they can bring it up the ice here and try to make something happen. Set up inside the Flin Flon zone. Fired in that time by Pollock. Muka gets it. He'll send it down the ice, but Gertney waited for it. He'll knock it down. Rhett Ewan zeroing in on him, but he'll dish it off. And in behind the play here, we got something going on here. The Blizzard's Linklater wants a piece here of Fashon. They're getting into it behind the play. I didn't see what happened. I just saw that Linklater wanted a piece of him. He's going to take a penalty, so that's going to even things up here for a couple of minutes. And the Blizzard will resume the 5-minute major here in 2 minutes' time, of course, barring another call. So 4-on-4 hockey here.
Yep, 4-on-4. 8 minutes and 11 seconds left in this third and final period.
Ulmer will take the face-off here against Tomchuk. Against
Pollock.
Pollock, there we go. Here comes Kelly at center. Knocked away from him. Nash Holmes has got it here for the Bombers. Holmes takes a look. Swings that pass up the left side. Here comes Yakubchuk streaking down the ice. Nice pass out front. Holmes a chance. Shot. Shoots. Gets the rebound. And he scores. And Nash Holmes will get his first goal of the preseason, but we've seen too much of that tonight. Blizzard not picking up the loose guy in front of the net. He gets one chance, but and then the second one, and you can't give a guy that much room. I know it's preseason, but I'm sure that's one thing that the coach is watching for, and he'll be making a mental note. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah, it's a common theme that will be figured out by tomorrow, that's for sure.
Holmes will get his first, and we'll get the announcement here at the Whitney Forum. 7:48 remaining. 4-on-4 hockey for another minute 37. And the Blizzard will resume that 5-minute major. Like we said, of course, barring another call, there's been a lot of penalties called in the third period here tonight. Off the face-off, puck friggin' brought in here by the Blizzard Chalupiak. Holmes will pick it up, back it around the boards to Ulmer. Ulmer's got it. Ulmer, I think the goalie pecked on an assist on that. Pass back up to Holmes. Holmes will bring it back in deep. Goes it along the boards, picked up here by Brehat. He can't hold it in, but he'll be forced back to his own blue line. Brehat being watched closely this time by Michaud. Now he dishes it off. Yakubchuk to center. Yakubchuk down the wing will carry the puck in. Yakubchuk down back of the Blizzard net. Looking for someone to give it to. They'll throw it in the corner. Wide open out front is Holmes again. Can't get a clean shot away. Blue line for Yakubchuk. Got rid of it to Ulmer. Back out front. And Brehat circling there, but grabbed here and held on to by Pagurny. 37 seconds remaining on 4-on-4. Then the Blizzard will get roughly another 2 minutes to work with here on this power play chance.
How many more games do the Bombers have? Last one
This
tonight?
is the last one tonight, yeah. Open up the regular season for real 1 week from tonight against Orange.
Interesting.
Blizzard win the draw. Can they get the puck out? No, Flin Flon holds it in. That's Arbery. Back to Matard. His shot off the knob of the stick that time. Up Pagurdny. Flin Flon trying to hold it in. They do. Back out front. There's a good chance that time.
Great save
for Lulame. And I'll tell you what, I think the case, I guess you could say this about all goaltenders, but really in particular for Pagurdny, he sees it, he stops it.
He does. And again, a few instances where, yes, it's maybe not his fault, but then again, a guy like him, a veteran like him, he takes every goal seriously, and you can tell he's really locked in this period. He's been locked in.
17 seconds remaining of 4-on-4 hockey. Bombers get it back to the blue line. Look out, the goalie got dropped here. Is that going to count? I don't think so.
No way.
Goaltender interference out front. Somebody ran into him. Goal is waved off. That'll probably be a penalty as well. It is. Goaltender interference, and I think Lalamier is going to go. And his argument is that he thought he was pushed in there. I didn't see it, but I just saw the end result. Lalamier will go off, and the Blizzard are going to get a chance for a two-man advantage here.
Yeah, there may have been a little bit of a collision, but then again, it's what the ref sees. So the Blizz do have a chance here to kind of make that scoreboard a little bit more pretty. Let's see if they take advantage.
So it's going to be a 4-on-3 for 9 seconds, and they'll go to a 5-on-3. Blizzard going over a little bit of strategy here for this big face-off inside Flin Flon territory. As Whitrow takes the draw, but the Bombers win the face-off. Down the ice it goes, and Blizzard will now be on a 5-on-3 opportunity as they pick up the puck inside their own zone. Here's the pass to Carlson. Carlson at his blue line. Played that one back to center ice. That was grabbed that time by Whitrow. Whitrow will flip it in, and he'll grab the loose puck. Whitrow cutting in, gets a chance, and save made here by Peck. And going in there for that loose puck was Pollock, but save made here by Peck. He'll hang on. So a 5-on-3 here for the Blizzard. Good way for them to try and wrap up this game here tonight.
Again, you want to put a few goals on the board. If not a few, definitely one. Here's your chance. What do? Let's see what happens.
Carlson will take the face-off here for the Blizzard. He's going to line up here against the Bombers' Leo Seitz. Blizzard win the face-off, comes right back to blue line. Picked up that time by Apperly. Shoots it through traffic, deflected just off target. Monius will pick it up. Around the boards here for Carlson. Back for Monius. Monius will work his way back out front, now to the blue line. He hangs on. Swings the pass to Apperly. Here's a shot. Didn't miss by much. Carlson knocked it down. Back in the corner it goes. Picked up this time by Whitrow. Whitrow to Monius along the left-hand boards. Looking for a shot. Fadden on it. Blizzard keep it in, though. Apperly at the blue line. Apperly has it. Looking for a lane to shoot it. Monius has got his stick cocked. He wanted to get it. He gets it, but throws it up front. Nice pass. There's a chance. And great opportunity that time for Pollock. But a shot blocked here by the Bombers. Monius will get it back. He can't shoot it. Apperly lets her rip, and that one ends up knocking down Yakupchuk in front. Was it on top of it? Carlson ripped it over top of the net. 31 seconds remaining, a 5-on-3, and Yakupchuk is feeling it, wincing in pain. Apperly a chance, and Peck has got it. So the Blizzard finally getting some chances. We're finally getting a look at Peck, and nice job by the Bombers to block some of those big shots in tight.
Yeah, you got to give Peck some credit there. I mean, the Blizz were really pouring it on, but for a guy that has 23 shots on goal, that was probably the one instance where he was really tested.
Yes.
And he stood tall. Good for him.
So 25 seconds remaining on the Blizzard 5-on-3 power play. Kelly will line up for the face-off this time, and he wins that one cleanly. Got it right back to Chalupiak. Chalupiak will dish it off, and picked up here by Belanger. Back out front, there's a quick chance that time by Boudreau. Rebound, fired wide that time by Belanger. Puck will come out. And this will force Boudreau back in his own zone. 8 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Blizzard got to hurry. Quick pass to Senator Kelly. Knocked away from him. Grabbed here, but they're offside. Brought in by Chalupiak. And that'll do it for the 5-on-3, Mike. And Blizzard 0 for 5 on the power play tonight. But that was a really good opportunity. The unfortunate thing for them, they took a penalty themselves early and didn't get the full 5 minutes.
Again, that's a learning experience there. When you're given an opportunity, you got to just keep your nose clean and make sure that you have all available guys on the ice.
So back to 5 aside. 4:18 remaining in the third period. Puck bouncing in the Bombers. Oh, there's a chance. Chad Kelly on the doorstep. And I think I almost called him Chad Kelly.
Carter Kelly.
Carter Kelly. I think he's had 4 point-blank he's had more point-blank chances to score for the Blizzard than anybody else in this game.
Again, it's a guy that's maybe trying to find his footing here with this squad. He's the one guy that's been very impressive right next to Kevin Podgurney. I think he's going to be one of those guys that makes the cut.
Bombers will shovel a puck ahead, and Bashan overskated it. Ulmer's got it at center. He's across the line. Nice drop pass. Bashan can't pick it up, but grabbed by Les Brooks. He got checked. Taken away that time by Chalupiak. And he'll bounce it off the boards, and Bashan will race back. An icing call against the Blizz. 3:48 to go in the third period here tonight. 40-27 the shots in favor of Flin Flon right now.
3 minutes and 48 seconds left. Again, it's kind of it's tough to kind of determine what the Blizz want to do and how they want to spend these remaining minutes. But then again, if
I think try to get a goal for sure.
Try to get a goal, and again, maybe keep that scoreboard from reaching 10 for the Bombers. But again, some great, some flashes tonight. Obviously, the PK, I think, one of the positives. Podgurney, of course, as well, a big time positive. But again, let's finish this game strong. Let's see what happens in these remaining minutes.
Les Brooks tried to throw that one back out front. That's intercepted. Blizzard tried to come back and get something going offensively here. Donovan is back for the Bombers. He'll play that one back to Batard. Here's the lead pass to L'Esperance. He recircles and goes back inside his own zone. Now he'll take a look. Nice pass up the right side to Ulmer. Back in the Blizzard zone. Drop pass along the boards to Sean. He got checked that time. And they'll head man at 2-1 here for the Blizz up the left side. Here comes Lakelander in tight. And just missed. Pollock with that pass. First odd man rush I think we've seen for the Blizzard in this game here, in the entire game here tonight. Bashan. Back over to Ulmer. Ulmer trying to make something happen up the ice. Puck tapped away from him. Pollock had that great chance moments ago. Hasn't. He'll feed it back inside the Blizzard zone. That's Desba. Gave that one away. Here comes Rhett Ewan. Back along the boards. Donovan a quick chance. And the save made by Podgurney. Down to 2:47 remaining in the third period.
A little bit of a line switch up for the Blizz. They're going to be in their own zone for this sequence.
Yeah, face-off. Go ahead.
I mean, the face-offs, I'd say, pretty even keel. However, I would lean towards the Bombers. It's definitely a lot better than game number 2. That's for sure.
Bombers win the draw. Back to Holmes in the blue line. He'll rip that over top of the net. Muka along the boards. Monius going to whack at him. Carlson in there as well. Ties up with Lees. Blizzard fan on it. Carlson now trying to freeze it up along the boards. Down, he'll work it free. Muka got a hold of him, got the stick up a little bit high on him, and the puck will roll down on Peck. He'll make the stop, and he'll get rid of it quickly. Yakimchuk back of the goal. Back up the boards to Muka, can't knock it down. It comes back to Yakimchuk. He'll take no chances, and he'll dump it down the ice for an icing call. And the Blizzard will get a face-off back at Flin Flon territory. 2:11 remaining in the third period. Don't forget, Mike Picklick will have all our post-game show awards tonight. We'll have the KFC 3-star selection. We'll get the Warrior of the game tonight. And again, we don't have a sponsor for Warrior or the Crunch of the game. We can pick those anyway.
Absolutely.
Off the face-off, it's Holmes tied up deep in his own zone. Carlson will dig it free here for the Blizzard. Gets that one on target. Right pad save made that time by Peck. Puck is loose. Whitrow after it. Puck to the blue line. Held in. Nice job that time. Courtesy of Apperley. Nash Holmes lost it to Carlson. Carlson spinning free along the boards. Monius will pick it up. Monius, the slot gets a shot away, and a stick save made that time. Courtesy of Peck. Monius gets it right back. It's knocked away. And here comes Rhett Ewan racing back up the ice here for Flin Flon. Rhett Ewan dropped it back to Ryder. Muka shot, and right there with the answer once again is Podgurney. And he'll grab that in the groin area. Hang on. No, actually, one thing we should mention about Podgurney tonight, rebound control very good too. Very rarely you see him kick out a rebound in front of his own net.
Again, he's playing like a premier goalie, a premier MJHL goalie. Been very impressed with his preseason so far. That continues tonight.
Bombers win the face-off. There's a shot right on. Podgurney stopped that one. Somehow saw it through that maze of players in front of him. Puck will come back to center. Picked up here by Pichon. He'll fire it in. Podgurney out of the net. Slides that one over to Boudreau. Boudreau now moves that one back here to Lorenz. Lorenz then tried to get that pass over Chalupiak. That was broken up. There's Sept tried to come back up the middle. Intercepted. Kelly's got it. Back across the Bomber line. Tried to feed that up front to Lorenz, but broke it up that time by Lalimier. Less than a minute to go. The Bombers will jump it in. Leo Seitz. Nice performance tonight. 2 goals from him. Knocked it down. Played it back to Pashon at the blue line. Pashon made a nifty move. Pashon cutting in. Fadden on it. Batard will pick it up. He'll keep it in. Batard inside the Blizzard zone. Leaves it there for Sean. Shot. One off of Lalimier and went wide of the Blizzard net. Flin Flon still after it. Lalimier will poke that one back to Fashon. Lalimier's got it. Got blocked. Lalimier has a chance. Fired that one off the right shoulder. Bombers playing this one out right to the end. Kelly will get it for the Blizzard to center. There's 13 seconds remaining. He'll dump it in. And save made here by Peck. Loose puck picked up here by Donovan. Donovan will skate with it outside his own zone. He'll bring it back to center. Here comes Donovan across the line. And that is going to do it for this third period. Bombers another convincing preseason win. They'll take this one by a score of 9-0. The Blizzard, though, a chance to regroup as they'll host Swan Valley again tomorrow night.
And again, the Blizz, big-time game tomorrow. It's been a little bit of a rough go record-wise when it comes to the preseason. Again, this is a time for evaluation. Lots of positives. Going to be very exciting to see those guys that head coach and GM Ty Vallon, traded for, brought in. They're currently making their way to the PAW as we speak. I think tomorrow's lineup, it's going to be very close to the actual game day lineup, the one that we're going to see come September 27th, when they're in Selkirk.
Well, like we mentioned, Mike, and like both coaches indicated, there's players that are becoming available, so I'm sure both these teams are going to be aggressive to try and grab any players they can as well to try and bolster up these rosters. So it's going to be a very interesting season for both the Northern Manitoba and Saskatchewan hockey teams this year. Bombers a big win, 9-0. We'll take a break and come back with all the particulars of the final scoring summary, all our post-game show awards, and, of course, the Great North post-game report. Mike Reagan will come up, give us an interview after the game as we wrap up the preseason, of course, get ready for the regular season, which will start exactly 1 week from tonight. Nash Holmes, the 1 goal in the third period to seal it. Bombers a dominating victory, 9-0 here on 102.9 CFER, 102.9 CJAR, and once again, Flin Flon and the PAW, online.com.
Bailey Homes has 15 years of experience in the North.
After this, 10.
RTM Homes and Foundations, and are also proud supporters of
4 total, got it.
They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them for all these years. They're always willing to chat with a potential customer to help Bailey Homes show what they can do for our community. Visit bailey-homes.ca to find out how they can help you build the home you are looking for.
Jim's Custom Doors and Windows is your trusted local windows, doors, and blind store. But did you know they also install overhead doors? And did you know that a properly installed overhead door can help protect your home against extreme weather, help you save on your energy bill, and can increase the value of your home by up to 4%? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Plus, they also have lock and key services, helping you protect your home from the elements. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. Call them today, 687-7071.
Attention! Why you smiling, Private? Is something funny to you?
Sir, no, sir. I just had Jack Link's beef jerky, sir.
Jack's Link's beef jerky?
Sir, yes, sir. 100% beef, 100% delicious, sir.
Most convenient and delicious source of protein around?
Sir, yes, sir.
Did you save any for me?
Sir, no, sir.
Gosh darn it, drop down and give me 20.
Arctic Beverages, proud supplier of Jack Link's beef jerky.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league.
10 seconds.
Provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about. All righty, we're back here at the Whitney Forum. Great North post-game report is coming up. But first, the Northland Ford final scoring summary there. Mike Picklick, please.
Just one goal in the third period. It was Nash Holmes. The assist came from Pierce Yakimchuk. That came near the 12-minute mark.
So there you have it. That came at the 12-12 mark. That was an even strength goal. Final shots, by the way. Flin Flon outshot the Blizzard 13-11 in the third. Bombers wind up with 43 shots tonight. The Blizzard wind up with 30. Special teams were a big story, but not really power play-wise. Flin Flon goes 1 for 6. The Blizzard 0 for 5, but the 2 shorthanded goals by Flin Flon here tonight.
I mean, that was really impressive. Again, if I'm a Bomber fan, if you are a Bomber fan listening at home, I mean, offense is definitely not an issue, come regular season time. I mean, these guys are just playing lights out right now. And again, the special teams offensively, very, very impressive when it comes to these vets for the Flin Flon Bombers.
All right, you got 3 stars. You got the KFC 3-star selection tonight there.
I got 3 stars for you. Coming in at number 3, Lalamere. We got Lalamere at number 3. 1 assist, 1 goal. Joey Lees, the hometown kid. What a night from him. That 1 goal, the assist rather, was nothing short of spectacular. 2 goals and 2 assists from him. And of course, Leo Seitz. What a fantastic night from him. Of course, a power play goal, 1 assist, a goal, and a short-handed assist. That was your KFC 3 stars of the game. And, of course, the warrior of the game. Going to give it out to the goalie, the netminder for the Blizz, Kevin Podgurney. I mean, he's impressive. Again, if it's...
Made a lot of good saves.
If you're asking me, I think that's a guy that starts on September 27th in Selkirk. Very poised. Of course, there's 1 goal that was truly maybe on him. But then again, he's learning the pace. I think it's fair to say the U.S. PHL maybe a little bit different sort of pace when you compare it to the MJ. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure he's going to be fine come September 27th.
So Pagurdy, no question about it, the best player for the Blizzard here tonight. Came in relief, of course. Starting the game tonight was Tyson Endel, who I didn't think played particularly bad either.
Exactly.
Just kind of got hung out to dry there early.
Exactly.
Anyway, they made the switcheroo. Pagurdy came in, and certainly he's got to have the coaches thinking about, like you said, being the starter for the opening day. He sure made a lot of good saves here tonight. That one off Lalamere in particular in the third period when he slid across and looked like a for sure goal, but he able to sprawl across and keep it out. So he made some good saves. Did everything he could to try and keep his team in the game, and thumbs up to him. A nice performance here in a obviously a difficult game with not a lot of offensive support.
Again, I am going to say this. I mean, when you take on the Bombers, you got to bring everything in the kitchen sink to take them on. A great preseason test. I mean, you want to determine where your team is at. I mean, you take on the Flin Flon Bombers, especially in the preseason. I mean, what a great measuring stick when it comes to trying to see where your team is at, and of course trying to see what your team does in certain situations.
Well, a big year for 20-year local product Joey Lees. He had a nice game last night, and he comes back with a nice performance tonight. 2 goals and just a heck of a pass to Rhett Ewan. A goal of the night, really. That was just a beautiful backhand pass from behind the net. A strong performance from him, and no doubt, I'm sure he's looking forward to, of course, the regular season all set to get rolling here 1 week from tonight. We'll take another break. We'll see if Mike Reagan joins. If not, we'll come back and wrap things up and, of course, get set for the beginning of the regular season. If you can believe it now, exactly 1 week away. Bombers will get set for the Larange Ice Wolves in a home-and-home series. Wolves, of course, will be here next Friday back in Larange at their brand-new facility for the rematch on Saturday. So, again, convincing win by the Bombers, 9-0 the final. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up momentarily on 102.9 CFER, CJAR, and once again, Flin Flon and the Paw, online.com.
Back to school season is on at the North of 53 Co-op. Not only can you find everything for a balanced lunch, but try new Co-op Gold Snack Mix to fuel the whole family. With savory garlic parmesan, bold coffee lovers, to a new spin on peanut butter and jam that are only at the Co-op. And visit the deli to feed everyone from the kindergartner to the soon-to-be grad. With meat sliced just how they like it. It's back to school at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
The new school year is here, and it's time to celebrate with things to make this school year great. Shane's has you covered with laptops, headphones, speakers, TVs, USB drives, and tablets, comfy study chairs, desks, beds, and bedding. Shane's has everything you need for your kid as they head off to school. And Shane's has what you want to make your space without the kids feel great too. They have everything but tissues for your tearful goodbye.
One more, got it.
Or even your tears of celebration. Shane's making back to school a celebration.
McDonald's in Flin Flon is excited about the start of another Flin Flon Bomber hockey season, and they're also excited about their new drive-through times. The McDonald's drive-through at the Walmart location is open Monday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to midnight, Thursday to Saturday, 24 hours, and they're also open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Stop by, enjoy all your favorite menu items, including the Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, Chicken McNuggets, McChicken, delicious fries, and all your favorite breakfast items. And don't forget,
10 seconds.
The McDonald's app or come to McDonald's to redeem the back-to-school coupons, all at your local McDonald's restaurant at the Walmart location in Flin Flon. Well, we're able to get Mike Reagan up here, pulled him away from his fan club downstairs, finally able to make his way up to the box here for the post-game interview, Mike. And, so much for a close game tonight. I thought it might be a little bit tighter, but like I said before the game, and I'll just reiterate my comments, I mean, you got a very tenacious group. They're hungry for that puck, and look at the way that they battle right down to the final whistle again tonight. These guys, they're pretty serious about the upcoming season, and I think they realize that not all the spots are guaranteed. And what can you say? Just a terrific effort from your team.
Yeah, Hardy, I think as a coach, we talked about it before. We would have liked it to be a tighter game and put ourselves in some situations, but you know, you got to give our guys some credit. You know, like throughout this exhibition, they've been hungry, like you said, and they've executed our systems. And you know, I think one of the nice positives tonight was we were put in a 5-on-3 situation for an extended period of time, and we were able to kill it off. And you know, I'm trying to take some of the situations that we're going to be faced with throughout the regular season and build off of those. And that's kind of what we were talking about on the bench a lot was, okay, this is a great opportunity for us to practice a 5-on-3 situation. And you know, you got a guy like Yak that in preseason hockey's blocking it off his elbow, and he's you know, smiling on the bench in pain, but he's saying, "Oh, that's a good kill. That's a good kill." You know, and those are real positive things that we got to take out of this exhibition. Is La Lumiere did that the other night with in Swan River, protecting a 1-goal hockey game. He blocks a big shot, and you know, it shows a lot of character. So happy with a lot of things. There's a lot of positives for sure, but the message to the guys was this cannot go to our heads. You know, exhibition is a completely different season, which you know.
Well, not only did you kill off the 5-minute major penalty, but you also scored 2 shorthanded goals in this game.
Yeah, I think in exhibition we've got about 4, I think, throughout the exhibition, maybe even 5. But, you know, our penalty kill's been good. I think that the fact that we've got guys that were on the kill last year, you know, Rito and Joe have killed for us in the past. Stinto did a bit last year. You know, and I think that... like I said, the things that we've been preaching or teaching the guys on our off days, they've really absorbed and been great and in execution. So, yeah, we're real happy with the way the guys played throughout the exhibition.
And with the 5-on-3, you finally got to look at Devin Peck, who had to face more than one shot. He looked pretty good, pretty solid, Mike. Again, I know he probably wants more work. You got a little bit of a look at him there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big body, moves well in net. It's nice that he was tested a little bit here tonight. He had to come up with some saves, you know, and I think even for his confidence heading into the season, you know, 30 saves and a shutout. It's weird. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're a goaltender yourself back in the day. I heard you were one of the best road hockey goalies around.
I was a great bunt goalie.
Phenomenal, eh? Yeah. Just put the skates on and weren't so good.
Had a lot of bad teams in front of me, Mike, if you want to get technical.
Anyways, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it's a mindset. Like, you get a shutout, it feels good. You could make 5 saves and you get a shutout and it feels good for you. It's like a hat trick for, you know, a forward and that. So, yeah, I think that's a real positive there for us. And he looks the part anyways.
Where do you go from here, Mike? I mean, you got some tough decisions. I mean, you scored basically 31 goals in the last 3 games. And you didn't give up much. And like I said, everything, like you said, I know it's just preseason, but I think it's safe to say that there's going to be some good hockey players you're either going to have to cut or trade.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Hardy. And you got to think we've got two guys on the shelf right now in Marsden and Clarkey, and then also Maverick, who hopefully is going to be ready for Friday here. He's skating, practice the last two days. So the fact that he's able to do that now is a positive here. And, like you said, some tough decisions, especially when you get a guy like Mars and Clarkey back in the lineup. Our back end looks terrific. And, I hopefully Bigelow's okay here tonight. But, yeah, it's been good. I think a lot of credit has to go to our scouting staff when you take a look at even our draft, right? Okay, so Almer was a draft pick. Huddy was a draft pick, okay? And KJ was a draft pick, and Benny Leibel was a draft pick. So, those are 4 guys off the top of my head that we did a real good job at drafting. So, then I think they're going to be really good players for us going forward here. It kind of reminds me of, do you remember when we had Nick Shimlansky, Brandon Lesko, and the Foiler? We traded for him from Melville. Foyle. I forget his first name, but...
Matt.
No.
Wasn't it Matt Foyle?
No. Anyways, we called him the Foiler. Anyways, those 3 guys were great fourth line for us that brought a lot of speed and talent, and those 3 guys really remind me of that, and we got another young guy that's been banged up that hasn't been able to play. Bowman's going to be back here. I think he's feeling a lot better, so we'll see where he's at next week. And like I said, we've been pretty happy with the guys that we've brought in.
Well, now it starts for real, Mike. 1 week from tonight, you'll be right back in L'Orange, the home and home, and you get the first game in your building, and of course back to their new facility on Saturday.
Yeah, excited about that. I think that a lot can happen from now till next Friday. There's going to be some moving and shaking amongst many teams, probably us included. And we'll see what the lineup looks like next Friday.
Sounds good, Mike. Congratulations on a decent preseason. Actually, before you go, we should mention Joey Lee's terrific game again here tonight, Mike. And he's able to break through with some goals the last couple of games. But how about that pass to Rhett Ewan tonight? That was absolutely the goal of the game. Yeah, no, Joey's been good. I think we had a conversation in the off season, and I think Joe's been behind a lot of really good players over the last couple of years, and it's his opportunity here to come to the forefront. And we've always seen it in practice, and we've talked to him over and over the last couple of years about transferring from practice to the games, and so far so good. I hope that he feels good about his game right now, and that confidence can go a long ways. And there's a lot of pressure being a hometown boy, and especially in your 20-year-old year. I know that a lot of guys have really struggled with that in the past, and I know for myself it was, everybody's excited about you when you're 17 and 18. At 19 and 20, they start putting way more pressure on you, and they're very critical of the hometown boy. And, I know that Dylan McCombie went through that. Tanner Korchinski went through that. A lot of guys went through that have played here, and you ask them afterwards, and they talk about the pressure of being a hometown guy. So, for our fans out there, like, they don't just come to the rink and they're just one of the boys. They're proud of this community, and they want to represent our community and our organization as best as they can, and that's pressure. So, proud of what Joe's done so far. Now he's got to do it in the regular season. Sounds good, Mike. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for the Big Bomber Golf Tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Artie. I can't wait. We need you to putt. We need your putting game.
Well, then we're in a lot of trouble.
All right, we'll see you then.
It's for fun and it's for a good cause, so I'll be there.
All right, bud.
Mike Reagan, the head coach GM of the Bombers, the Great North post-game show. Quickly, before we wrap things up, quickly the other preseason scores here tonight for McDonald's. Verd and Estevan are in overtime at 3. Battleford Lloyd not reporting. Yorkton, a 6-5 win against Melville tonight. The Broncos blanking the defending league champion Melfort Mustangs 4-0. And in the third period, LaRange and Ormond right now even at 1 apiece. That's going to do it for our preseason broadcast here tonight, the Battle of Northern Manitoba. Want to thank Mike Reagan as well as the Blizzard head coach here as well, Ty Vallon, for their comments before and after the game. Xavier Fashon, our Creighton Pizza player profile. Brand new Flin Flon Bomber president Tim Babcock as well for joining us. And, of course, color commentator Mike Picklick. A big thanks to him for making the trip up to the pod tonight. And, of course, the Blizzard, like we said, will close out the preseason against Swan Valley tomorrow. So, again, the final score for the Whitney Forum. The Bombers a big victory again here tonight, 9-0 the final. They'll enjoy the golf tournament and get ready for the season that begins for real. The LaRange Ice Wolves in town to kick off the brand new SJHL season on Friday. And again, broadcast right here on the Bomber Originator, 102.9 CFAR, and of course, FlinFlonOnline.com. Again, good night from the Whitney Forum. Have a great weekend. And, hey, keep your sticks on the ice, and it's never a bad day for hockey.